Good evening.
I totally didn't just get up and run across my room because I forgot something that I left on the other side of the room.
Not at all. Not at all. Ooh, it's in stereo for a minute. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome. We are Tom. Hey, I did it. Tom and Crystal on Dragon Mount. Welcome
proud
to
of
our
you.
Monday night rewatch. I am feeling a little sad.
Oh
But
no!
this is our last Avatar together
yeah,
for
that is
now, for
true.
a while. It's been a super fun journey. So I'm just
What's up,
having some
Thatcher?
feelings.
Is it Sir William Thatcher of formerly what was his name? Oh shit! Oh man, I don't remember. Oh wait, Sir Ulrich von Liechtenstein.
Von Liechtenstein. Ah, yes.
Pulled that directly out of my butt. Directly out.
That was very good. That was very good.
Oliver's ears. What's going on?
Hello.
So I've been let's see, all last week and this week I've been prepping. We have a game room that we're building in our house. I'm very excited. I can't wait to post pictures of like when it's done. But I have I'll have some pictures up of it's. They're not really that exciting. I'm building like restaurant booth style benches like along the wall for seating along. I got a gaming. I backed a gaming table on Kickstarter 2 years ago, and it came 2 months ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was a little crazy. It was because it's a table and it's humongous. So like, and it had to come from China and COVID and all that nonsense. But it's awesome. It's in there. It's humongous. So I was like, we need better chairs. So I made benches, and then we're making the room look like a tavern.
Oh,
Oh
that's
yeah, it's
gonna be
great.
awesome.
Oh, it's gonna be really cool. I bought like foam boards and carved them to look like stone, and that's gonna be like the foundation around the bottom of the room. And I just got to paint them gray now to look like stone. And then the idea is supposed to be like a wizard did a spell and like cut a tavern out of like somewhere and put it into the room there. So around the doorway is going to have LED lights, and it's going to be like not a hard line. The way I'm doing it is like even around the foundation, the foam is going to be broken at the end, like jagged. It won't be a straight line, and the LED lights will follow that. And the original paint of the room, which is just like a normal room, it's just a normal white wall with regular molding, I left pieces of it there so that I can cut it so that it matches right up to the edge of the wall, so it looks like it just someone cut and pasted it into that place. That's the
Oh my
idea.
God, that's gonna be so
very excited.
cool.
Very excited that I'm
very
finally
exciting.
doing the work on it. But
I'm
the
also
other thing
super
that I'm
impressed
equally as
that you're
exciting
building
about.
it.
Yeah. Well, Erin's also happy because I'm staying out of trouble, and I didn't hurt myself today, which is a step in the right direction for me. No nails in my fingers. I didn't cut anything off yet, and no hospital trips.
Man.
Ooh, Rapunzel! Yay! I haven't seen you in a while.
I don't even know how you do that with a cat. So yeah, all the
You had to do
all
a
the
water
thoughts.
pick with a cat. That's right.
But
like I was saying,
gloves.
I'm also very excited about someone who's sitting backstage because I don't get to see them very often, and I've only hung out with them a couple of times, and I hope that changes in the very near future. But at the very least, look, here comes an awesome guest.
Yay!
I'm such a horrible nerd. I'm so
It's
terrible.
awesome. It's
I
so
love
good.
being an awesome guest. Yes.
You are. It's I like I enjoy your company so much at JordanCon, even though like we only get to hang out for like if we're on a panel together or when we're doing stuff together, because otherwise
Zipping
we're both,
around.
like, yeah. But getting to be able to sit for like now, this is going to be the longest episode. It's going to be like the avatar itself. Let me get the timer back up on the screen. Is 1 hour and 32 minutes and like 21 seconds actually. And then, the rest of our nonsense that I'm sure we'll get up into when we hang out. But welcome, Winespring Cafe, food blogger extraordinaire.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I get very hungry watching some of your videos.
Oh, good. Love them.
How are you doing? And how did you enjoy Avatar?
I loved Avatar. I'm a little obsessed. I rewatched, the whole hour and a half, just for this. So I've seen it a few times now, and it was an easy watch. So I've like rewatched for the rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
And I just find them all so delightful.
Wait. Who's your favorite out of the Avatar gang? Out of the the
core group, yeah.
So that's, what is it? It's Aang, Katara, Sokka. Is it Toph? Is that how you say it? Toph. And Toph?
Yeah.
Ooh, what about
humans? We can't have Appa and Momo. Momo's in a category by himself.
Okay. Sokka's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, my favorite for sure. Good. His special powers, is comedy. Yeah. And he's now like a sword master, and I love all of that, all the training sequence, and watching him wow with his creativity. He's just so different than everyone else on the show, and I loved watching his like hero journey, I guess maybe we would call it. Yeah. It like the first episode, I was like, oh, I'm gonna hate this kid. Like, this guy sucks. Yeah. And by this last season, absolute favorite.
That's so like one of my I have like two. Well, okay, that's not true. I have several gripes against the live action Avatar. I really enjoyed it. When we do What the Adaptation, we did What the Adaptation last night with Matt Stagger, Bill, and Max, and I felt so bad because I kept shitting on it, but I do like the show a lot. But one of the major things that I feel isn't even something that I dislike, and I do dislike it, but I feel it's a loss for the viewer, is not getting to see a lot of Sokka's character growth. In the live action show, and I know you said I won't spoil too much.
Okay, but thank you. I haven't watched all of it yet.
Yeah. But you've watched all of Avatar. You watched Avatar, so you know what's going to happen, and it's just the journey that's going to be different. And the story and the writing is good, and the show itself is great. It's just that they've aged up the characters, so Sokka is kind of a slightly more realized Sokka. Like he's like a mid or a beginning season 2 Sokka versus like.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that.
Season 1 Sokka. So you don't get that growth that you get through season 1, and that's such a great growth to watch as a viewer. And I feel like it's a loss for the viewer to not get to see it.
Yeah, because I'm guessing in the live action we don't get any Sokka like diving into Appa's mouth looking for Momo. Nothing crazy like that. Like that's some of the most like fun like.
Oh yeah, Sokka's like slapstick, cartoonish, anime comedy is what really makes his stuff real funny. Which is what my main gripe against the character when I first watch it was that he's not as funny. Like I'm like he's not as funny, but it's because he can't do those things. Like his head can't blow up and his eyes can't bug out and he can't flap his arms around like he can. Like, stuff. So yeah. But
it's like you need him in some of these moments, some of these episodes. Like great tension. Like he can be even a plot driver with his comedy, which I really enjoy. Yeah, so he's my favorite. Who's y'all's favorite?
Ooh, that's a great. Mark Hamill is fantastic as Ozai, and I'm really. Oh yes. We'll get into that in a minute. My favorite character, out of the group, Toph, absolutely, 100% Toph.
Okay, easy. I can see that. Yeah.
Well, actually, her correct title, I'm sorry, is the Melon Lord.
The Melon Lord.
The Melon Lord. That is her correct title. I hope she can forgive me.
Do we count Zuko as being part of the core group?
Not yet, Arosa. Soon.
If we don't count him, I would say Sokka is probably my answer, but Zuko is my overall favorite character.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess at this point,
I love Aang, but Aang is kind of annoying. Like he's kind of the annoying little brother character.
He's gone through a lot. Yes.
I wonder, like, I guess you can ask your kids, Crystal. I don't know if you have kids, Winespring, but I'll see her. My children I have 3 children. They have 4 legs and tails and have fur. But we
don't have a Luna.
I wonder if it's like more true for kids. Like they like enjoy Aang more, and like the adults kind of like Zuko and Toph and Dor.
My almost 3-year-old, we've talked about my Aang behind me. I think Aang, besides Momo and Appa, Aang would be his favorite character.
Okay. The obviously out of our animal companions, Momo is my
Clearly.
favorite. He's my favorite.
Yes.
I have his Momo's theme music is like that weird like that comes on when he comes on screen is my text message sound.
That's fascinating.
I love it.
It's been that for years, many years. That and Jarvis saying, "You have a message, sir."
I just learned a very dear friend of mine does the merch for Avatar.
What?
Yes. And so I have some incoming fun stuff I was hoping to have in time
Dang it.
to show you guys.
Talk.
Okay.
We're going to talk.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
She does Hello Kitty and all sorts of fun stuff. Oh, Tom. Hey, dude.
Hey, what's up? My man. That's my man's right there. also your co-host and dear friend.
Yes.
We have some fun. He and I have some fun stuff maybe coming up with some video games maybe in the very near future.
Oh, is this the Tavern Arcade? I don't know.
Possibly.
Oh, cool.
We will soon announce the next show, Arosa. But first, one of the things that we're going to be doing next week. Do you want to tell them, Crystal?
Yes. So we wanted to take a little break between seasons. And so Tom and I have been tossing around the idea for a while of having like a movie night. So we're going to watch a movie next week and we are going to watch Beetlejuice.
Woo! Wait, hold on. Boom.
Oh my goodness. Love.
Yeah. I'm very excited. Otho is one of my, Otho is obviously the man on the left there. He's one of my favorite characters in the movie. He's just hilarious. I love when like he's like a con man essentially. Like he's like her psychic medium, but he's obviously pretending. And the whole singing scene that they do over dinner is one of my favorite scenes.
Oh my god, it is.
Gina Davis is also just fantastic.
Oh, I got to see her live. I think it was last month. At Fan Expo, she was there, and she's so great live. She has such wonderful chemistry, and she just fed the crowd with us, with her chemistry. It was amazing. Yeah.
All I would want to talk to her about is A Long Kiss Goodnight with Samuel L. Jackson. That's like that's all I would talk to her about.
She was there with Susan Sarandon, and they went into all the details about Thelma and Louise. And I learned so many things about it that I had no idea. And it was very interesting. She's dynamic. Mm-hmm.
I love her. I just remembered something. Sorry. I forgot to bring it up when we were talking about Avatar before, but so we're going to watch Beetlejuice next week. We'll see who we can get to come hang out with us for like 2 hours to watch a movie, but I'm sure we could find a couple of people willing to do that.
Especially Beetlejuice. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. Michael Keaton is one of my favorite actors. Like any movie that he's in, I'll watch. But the thing I wanted to bring up was this is you had never watched Avatar before. So, and you have now, I'm very happy to say, continued my streak of every single person I've introduced to Avatar that watches it immediately falls in love with it.
100%. Yeah, I was not, I mean, it's not, I don't want to say I wasn't super excited. I was a little, I don't know. I was like, this is a kid show, right? That's what I thought. And, the first episode didn't prove me wrong. It was just very playful, I think is a good word for every season. It's very playful. But you pick up pretty quick some heavy themes and some, all the chakra work is really fun. It's good stuff to learn, be aware of like energy points and that kind of thing. So as an adult, I watched it very easily. I binged it, just devoured it, just like some of my recipes, just nom, and it was easy to watch again. Like I could see it, in a year or two, like that being, like my lunchtime shows. I'm like eating, I need like 20 minutes for an episode of something.
There's there's an Avatar cookbook.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I actually have cooked a couple of recipes from it. I didn't post anything, but there's a couple of stir fries in the Fire Nation that I particularly like. Because they're
I'm gonna have to find that.
Yeah, that sounds yummy.
Oh yeah, very very good.
Probably my favorite hobby is eating. I like eating, especially when it's related to whatever I'm watching and engaging with like that. It's so cool to relate those things to each other.
They do eat some fun stuff in the show, and also
Mhm.
some very weird. Like there was the one Simpsons reference, almost kind of with the two-headed fish. It's not the three-eyed
Oh,
fish, but they had the two-headed fish.
I like
Which was
that.
a little gross.
Or sucking on frozen frogs, when you don't feel well,
That was great. That was
You
you
just
can
never know what's
easily.
gonna
I feel
work.
like you could easily make like a dessert that's like frog shaped.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be fun. You sent us the other thing that you sent us was before I forget to do that too was our BuzzFeed what bender are you, and it did
Yes.
follow my theory of my bender. So like I mean, we've met in person, you know what I look like, and a lot of people that I meet, I feel like would immediately put me as an earthbender, and that is kind of where I navigated myself a little bit, like when I first thought about it. But having watched like the full series, and then also Legend of Korra, especially, I know myself as a airbender, and the
All
BuzzFeed has
right.
easily answered my question also as an airbender.
Very nice.
Yeah, at my heart, I know like my mentality is airbender. So
Not surprised.
not surprised at all.
I
Physically,
posted
I
this.
look like an earthbender, but I get it.
Yeah, because how tall are you, if that's okay to
6'2".
ask? Yeah.
And I'm like
That
270
reads
pounds,
earthbender.
so I easily could look like an earthbender.
Yeah. You can throw stones naturally, even without
Physically,
bending,
right,
probably. Yes.
I was a construction worker for like 17 years, so like I used to do that.
Oh yeah, so you know how to do it properly with your back.
Exactly. Without my back, my legs, all on the legs.
Oh, on the legs, on the legs.
Yes.
Good reminder.
And how accurate was yours for now that you know the breadth and the width of the meaning behind the bending?
Are we asking me? Or are we moving
Yeah.
to Crystal? Okay,
No, you.
I mean, honestly, I think they nailed it. So
And
yeah,
firebender.
I got fire. I'm a
Yeah.
firebender, 100%. Yeah.
Flamio Hotman. That's my
Yep.
favorite. I love that. So, I mean, yes, you definitely are passionate. Do you have to start saying Flamio now, though? Obviously,
Flamio.
or at least that's what BuzzFeed is telling you. So it must
all
be
the
true.
time. I mean, BuzzFeed's always right, of course. Yeah, I think they nailed it. Yeah.
And I encourage everybody to go in chat right now. I posted the link to the article. Go take that too. Oh, nice! Yay! Yeah, my fellow airbender. Yeah. The Crystal, did you take it too?
I did, and I came out as an airbender, which I have never.
Oh my gosh!
I would be an airbender. I thought I was water. Like I
Everybody's got an airbender, but me. Literally everyone that has shared
Really?
has got an airbender. Yes, until someone in chat says they're not air, I mean,
I think it's my love of animals. I feel like it was like the animal question, like what would you do? And yeah, I don't know, but I was surprised.
It's got to be the animal question, and oh man, what's the other one? The Agni Kai question. I feel like
yeah.
May also do it.
What did you say for like if you could ask for information in the library?
Oh,
do you remember what you picked for that?
I was torn between is Jet dead and
right?
Did they finish? Did they write more verses to the Secret Tunnel song?
Secret Tunnel. Oh yeah. See, this is why y'all are air, because I definitely want to know what happened to Zuko's mom. I need to know. Make a whole nother episode or series, and I'm going to watch it. Yes.
Okay, so I'm a cheater a little bit. I read the comic books answer that question.
Oh.
Can you tell us? Can that be like
Yeah, I can tell you.
A spoiler warning for anybody who doesn't want to.
Yeah, we'll give us a spoiler warning for the Avatar comic books. I'm not sure what issues. It's a short series. It's one graphic novel. I think it's like 5 book like regular size comic books. But I got the graphic novel for Christmas one year actually, and it's set not long after the end of the show, maybe a couple of years. Azula was still in prison. So it starts with Zuko going to see Azula in prison. He lets her out. They're like, we're going to go find out what happened to mom. They have a trail of information. I don't remember the exact details, but they basically have a trail of information. They track it to a small village where she was from, because you find out in the show that her great grandfather or whatever was Avatar Roku. So like, his familial, circle is known. It's not like it's hard to find them. But what ends up happening is that you find out she was set to marry somebody in her village, and they were in love, and the Fire Lord came and was like basically arranged marriage type thing, and she didn't want to marry Ozai. There was a little bit more to it than that, but it's more fun to. We lost a crystal. She must have unplugged her internet again.
Oh no.
They without spoiling too much of the details, because the details are really great. She has to end up marrying Ozai, and then you find out, and it's hinted at in the show, the circumstances of Ozai's ascension to the throne and stuff like that, and the death of Fire Lord Azulan. She kills Fire Lord Azulan.
Whoa.
For Ozai, because Fire Lord Azulan's punishment to Ozai requesting to become the heir in front of Iroh was to have him kill Zuko. And or at least that's what Ozai tells his wife. And she's like, he's like, you have to protect Zuko, so go and do this. And then she does that, and she exiles herself. But she's so torn up about being exiled that she does some funky stuff. I can tell you the rest of it if you want.
Oh, yeah, I want to.
Okay. So do you remember Ko, the face stealer?
Oh, of course I do. Oh, that comes back. Of course that comes back.
She goes up and sees Ko. Oh, so yeah. So they tripped the breaker and she lost internet. So she'll be back in a minute. The Ko, the face stealer, she basically goes into a deal with him to become a new person, and it erases her memory. So you actually find out the person that he's been interacting with in the village the entire time, researching his mother, was his mother.
Oh my God, stop. Like, I'm gonna cry.
I know, right?
Cry.
And that's not even like the full story of what goes on in that graphic novel. Such a great graphic novel. Also the original writers, which is not surprising because of how good the writing is.
Yeah, I think last episode y'all were talking about how they haven't made any other shows. Is that right?
Yes,
they kind of gave it to you with the graphic novels. Okay.
Yeah. So they worked.
Oh, wow.
They were originally working on the oririginal movie that came out that we're not going to talk about, and
Never
dropped out of that very.
Didn't even know what happened. Okay.
don't ever watch it. It's not even that they changed stuff and it's bad. It's just a bad movie. It's just not even a good movie.
Yeah.
And then they dropped out of that property pretty quickly. They worked on a couple of other things, but it's Avatar related, like Avatar characters appearing in other things that make sense for Nickelodeon. And then they worked on the new live action show and also dropped out of that partway through filming that. And now Nickelodeon gave them their own studio. So they're going to make all new Avatar stuff in Avatar Studios.
Awesome. We need that. We need their content.
Me too.
It's time.
I'm so excited. And like my pitch to people, especially like a couple of people that we've had, especially one of our old guests, actually, she was an author. She was like, "Oh, I don't watch any anime. I don't watch any cartoons, blah, blah, blah."
Oh,
and I'm like,
missing out.
Try it. And she watched it, immediately fell in love with it. She watched the entire series.
My Neighbor Totoro is my entry into it. I watched it and I was like, and I'm obsessed. And now I have like so much merch in the book and everything. And it was on from there. I had to see more. I was like, they can do so much with this method or media. Yeah. It is so good.
I feel like most people our age, or a lot of people our age, wow. What's his name? The studio that makes My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh no, I'm going to butcher it.
Okay, no, it's in my head, but I can't say it. The letters. I'll shout it out in 5 minutes. Don't worry.
Okay.
Ghibli, Studio Ghibli. There we go.
I thought you were talking about his name. I cannot.
No, I don't remember. But I've watched a lot of that stuff. But I started with Dragon Ball Z back in the day. Like,
oh my goodness,
way
I still
back.
haven't touched it.
Yeah,
I haven't touched
it. I mean, it's don't get me wrong. Yeah, she's back.
Welcome back.
Dragon Ball Z, like, especially now, especially that you've watched a lot of anime, it's not great. It's not great.
Okay.
But it, like, if you've never seen Dragon Ball Z and you've watched a lot of anime and you've watched a lot of pop culture stuff over the last like 10, 15 years, if you go watch Dragon Ball Z, you'd be like, oh, that's where that reference is from. Oh, okay.
I'll check out the references to get them, but I've never watched a full episode.
Yeah, there you go. There's a lot of fun characters in it, but the one thing that you just really need to know from Dragon Ball Z is Goku is the worst father ever in the history of fathers. He's just the worst. Yes, it was Ghibli. You got that. I fished it out of there.
You did.
That's a lot of the letter placement there is weird. There's 2 eyes. With my dyslexia, I'm surprised I said it correct.
No, you did very good.
Yeah, I'm very proud of myself. When I get words correct, you don't know how happy I get. I'm very easy to please around here. The other thing was the other anime that I started on early on was Berserker. That's a weird one though.
Oh wow.
So what it was is there was a card store in my hometown that would get, he had like, it was like it was called Willie, Mickey, and the Duke, like Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle, and the Duke, nice. Baseball. But they had trading cards too. They had Magic the Gathering cards and Pokemon cards too. So one of the guys that worked there, actually the owner's son, was also huge into anime, but anime wasn't on American television yet. They had like a little pretend, this is also before Blockbuster Video. They had like a little video rental. Yeah. They had a little video rental section. They had a bookcase with VHSs that he had shipped from Japan.
Whoa.
Yeah, that his friend would tape off Japanese television and then ship to him.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was so much fun. So we used to watch 1980s, 1990s Japanese television subbed anime.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
That is a neat story.
My favorite part of that was the commercials though. Easily the commercials. Yeah.
I can watch those like on YouTube where they've like done like a compilation of them.
Oh yeah.
So entertaining.
You know, there's a Japanese snack called Pocky. It's like a little chocolate stick or a pretzel almost. Okay. So look up like 1980s Pocky commercials. They're unhinged, some of them. Like just absolutely crazy. It's like when people make fun of Mentos commercials and they do like ridiculous, stupid shit, and then just like Mentos. It's like that, but they were
very nice.
Japan.
I'm gonna have to go purchase some and then watch so I can enjoy my favorite combination there. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, so much fun. I think I'll get everyone ready. So I have the timer up already. I usually give people a heads up. So I'm gonna say we're gonna get ready to watch the episode in like 5 minutes or so, a couple minutes, so that if people want to queue up their episodes, match up the times, whatever. If you want to join our watch party that we host, if you have your own Netflix account, you do need a Netflix account to watch it. If you're watching some other manner, obviously the DVDs you purchased legally,
of course,
or however else you're watching it, go ahead and match your time to my timestamp or whatever. But you could watch it if you have a Netflix account in our watch party. And
Tom, will you throw that in the private chat too?
In the private chat too, so you can actually click the link. I'm smart.
Thank you.
So sorry if you're someone new on the YouTube channel or on the Twitch channel. Something new that happened last week as well. I don't know if you know this either, Winespring. You now have to pay Twitter if you would like to go live on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I will not be giving Elon Musk any money. And I don't think anyone on Dragon Mount wants to give Elon Musk any money. So I think we're good on that front.
Everyone can watch here on YouTube.
So frustrating.
My next door neighbor briefly owned a Tesla and immediately returned it. Not a truck, though, thankfully.
Those things I feel like are ridiculous.
So I'm a double Tesla home.
Oh, okay. Hey, listen, it's an EV car. That's fantastic.
We really like driving them. They're fun.
Yeah, no, the EV and my brother-in-law has one, but my neighbor briefly owned one, and it got recalled. Okay, he didn't briefly own it. He owned it for 6 months, but it got recalled more time for so much in those 6 months that he only drove it for like less than a month.
Yikes. Oh man, that must have been pretty early on too then.
It was
They had a lot of issues. Yeah.
5 years ago or 4 years ago when we first moved here. And yeah, he turned it back in. But the trucks are ridiculous looking. I like the cars. Do you have a truck?
Oh,
They're dumb. I'm sorry. I love
Oh
them.
man. Okay, so we took it camping and we used it to like cook in the middle of the woods because it has
it work?
regular plugs. Yes, so we used an espresso,
Okay.
an air fryer,
like
and
what
it
is
an Instapot, like all from the truck.
what does
Really?
the inside look like?
Okay,
Like, what is
all
the
right. Maybe
I mean, it's just clean. You know, it's kind of if you've been in other tests, there's no buttons. You know, everything's on that monitor.
yeah?
And then it just kind of looks like a luxury truck. I mean, you know, the leather and the two-tone seats, whatever they're made of. But I mean, we had an F-150 before, you know, so we like trucks, you know. So we're in Texas, so that kind of adds up, you know. And so it's just a little, it's just clean, which is really nice. No buttons anywhere. If
That's
you like
what I
that
was
kind
gonna
of
say. Like,
aesthetic,
it's
yeah.
surprising, like when you think like futuristic EV car, you know, like new.
Oh, they wanted it to be the weirdest thing you could see. The weirdest thing. And it is.
Well, no,
it's definitely the
I mean,
weirdest
like,
thing.
there's no buttons on the inside. There's nothing. It's just the
Mm-mm.
screen, and it's all touch screen, which is cool.
Yeah.
I like
And
that.
no
in the
door
car.
handles. Weird.
The door
right?
handles is weird too.
Super strange. But I
It
mean,
took the
I
first
like
time I
weird
went up to
stuff.
it, I was like,
so.
I felt like my father when he was trying to like program the VCR. I walked up to it and I was like, "Oh, you got it," and you touch it, and then it opens, and I was like, oh, "Okay, all right." It took me a second. The thing that I've never seen. You're the first person that I've talked to that has a positive thing to say about the trucks. So maybe you could sway me. Maybe you could sway me.
Just drive it. If you ever get a chance, drive one.
I've never driven.
Like
I've
that
driven
is
the
what
cars several times. I don't know.
Yeah, have you seen they had the cyber rodeo that they did a couple months ago? We went to that where they took them off-roading and we learned how to use it that way. And it is just like a Jeep. The stuff you can do with it is fun if you like outdoorsy stuff like that. Like we love going out and doing honestly just cool stuff, and just they've given you so many customized settings that you can just do the neatest things with it.
That's pretty cool. No, I'm an indoor cat, and I'm a city. I'm a city person. I'm a city boy. I'm from New York.
Okay.
I lived 30 minutes from Manhattan, and I'm an indoor cat.
Yeah.
I worked outside.
Well,
like I did construction. I worked
outside.
outside in all weather, but my play is in the house.
Yes, gotcha. You'd probably like it. I bet. Like we'll bring it to one of the cons and let people play and come
I would
see
totally
the fun stuff.
Yeah, I would definitely give it a shot.
Because you can jack it up to like 18 inches up.
That's crazy.
Just with a push of a button. Yeah, it's wild.
Oh shit! Is that low rider? Can you like pop it?
Yes, you can put it all the way down.
That's pretty cool.
I know.
That's pretty cool.
I know it's a different stream, but I could actually talk about it for a while because of how much fun it is.
Okay, maybe you sway me on it. Maybe you sway me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I would drive buy one of the trucks. I thought about buying one of the cars.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never had a truck, to be honest with you. I've never bought a truck or driven a truck.
Do you like going fast? Do you like to zip around?
Yeah, I mean, I had
it then. The newer ones, yeah.
I had a souped up 1977 Monte Carlo when I was. Yeah, that was my shit.
Yeah, just bow down for a second.
Take the T-tops off, drive around. I definitely felt like I was super cool. I probably was not very cool, but
you were very cool. Yeah.
No, but we'll agree to disagree. All my friends would tell you I was not, because I was always so anal about the T-tops.
Oh,
very anal about them.
Mm-hmm.
You know how expensive those freaking things are? Trying to find them.
Yeah, geez.
For a
hang on to them. Don't scratch them.
Or in the late 90s, I guess. Let's not date ourselves. Anyway, Avatar is a good show that came out when I was a child. I promise. I was a small boy probably should have been in college when I watched it. Anyway. So yeah, we're going to get ready to watch the show. We're watching 3 episodes today. It is 1 hour and 32 minutes because it is the series finale. Oh, are you going to watch Korra next? Are you going to try to watch that? Do you know what Legend of Korra is?
Should I? You mentioned it earlier and how it kind of was similar, but I haven't seen it.
So Legend of Korra is the next Korra's the next. Obviously, people die; they don't live forever, so that's not a spoiler. The next avatar in the cycle is water, and it is a young airbender from the northern water tribe named Korra. And the writers originally wrote it for basically to age with the original audience of the show. So Korra starts out the show, she's like 17, 18, and when she finishes the show, when the show finishes, she's like 22, 23.
Wow.
So the show starts out, it's still got that kind of fun, upbeat nature, but not in the same vein as the original show. Like the original show is like one of my go-to shows to like be uplifting and happy.
Oh,
like
seriously, yes.
Except for like 3 episodes that are literally the saddest things on television.
Did you cry in those episodes? Like literal tears?
I cried here. We cried on this episode.
Okay. I'm so glad to hear that because I'm so emotional. I do that too. Yeah.
On my birthday, we watched the Leaves from the Vine episode with Iroh singing to his son in front of the tree. That was my birthday episode.
Oh my goodness.
Is it 4?
Silence for you.
I think it is actually 4.
Yeah, it's 4. An hour. Mm-hmm. Yeah, an hour and a half is 4 episodes. I just don't know how to count Noman Garden. I'm sorry.
He can't do the.
Hi, Noman Garden. He's kind of my neighbor.
He's your. Oh, right, Texas.
Not far. Yeah.
Oh, that's sad because I want to live near Noman Garden. He's got.
I know. We need to do like a watch party or something here.
He's like. I love running to him at cons because he's like a little. He's compact, but he's so solid, and his beard is great.
You're above 6 feet. Like we're at eye level, man. So, I'm like, I don't see that at all. Actually,
yeah. He's like, oh, I said that when we were there. He also has a beautifully shaped head
and beard, right?
I turned around and he was like leaning on at WalkCon, and he was like standing on like there's like a path around like the big central atrium area where the WalkCon is. And it's raised, and so he was like above me, which was not normal for me to see him from that angle. And I was like, "Your head is so beautifully shaped," and it is a beautifully shaped head.
Oh my gosh, what a great compliment!
Yes, she's in Texas. She just
not everything's terrible here.
The people are pretty great. There are some pretty great people there. Beth Doman is there. You're there.
Yeah. I've met up with Beth, which is fun because she's really close, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Beth is my sister from another mister. I don't know.
Yeah. And Dana Lou's in Texas too.
Oh, Dana Lou too, right. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good people in Texas.
I mean, Texas is so big, you know.
It's true.
You say close or in Texas, but it's like 7 hours to see somebody. So.
That's fair. That's fair. And I was talking to a couple of our Euro friends while we were in WalkCon, one of which it was their first time. I don't remember who. Like I met some of them I've met several times before, but there was a person there that this was their first time in the U.S. and they did like that kind of classic thing that a lot of Europeans do, where it's like, I didn't realize how big the U.S. was.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, realizing like almost every state is humongous, but Texas is like 1/8 of the country. So
it's delightful here, though. Not in every way. We all know that. But the countryside, and I'm actually, my friends call me city snob. Like I am in the city very much, but I love the country, like, and lakes. And we have so many beautiful lakes here. So yeah, I highly recommend it.
The place where we live right now is as rural as I ever want to get. And anyone that has ever lived anywhere that's been considered rural would never call where we live rural. I learned that the hard way when I said that out loud to somebody, and they were like, "This is not."
How many traffic lights do you have? Yeah.
Oh, many. And there's a sidewalk in front of my house, and there's a house 30 feet next to my house. So that's as
funny.
rural as I want to get. I have a yard though, and in New York, our yard was 2 by 7. So.
I mean, if you have a yard in New York, I mean,
no, I was 2 feet.
You're doing well, right?
Yeah, well,
it's still a yard. You can have a dog.
That's true. That's true.
Where are you, Crystal?
I'm in Kansas. So
Kansas is so pretty.
Yeah.
No, I've totally driven through that.
100% a city girl, though. It's funny. You drive, I was telling Tom, 10 to 15 minutes in any direction, and I'm in the middle of
a field, right?
Yeah, literally the middle of a cornfield. But no, I am very much a city cat, although I do love camping. So
yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Sleeping on the ground?
Camping.
No,
sleeping on the ground. You get
Yeah.
these little fold-out mats.
Really? You know what?
On
On
I have a
Amazon, they have
fold-out
great ones.
Bed,
Yeah.
purple bed matched with a mattress and nice sheets and a cat that sleeps directly on my face. That's
Oh, kitty.
how I like it.
Yay.
That's what I like.
Yeah, do we not have a Luna? We have no Luna.
No Luna Cam. He's hanging out with Erin because we fed him a little late tonight. So he's I know. So he stayed down there with her and she fed him too. So now he's like upset with me extra because I ignored him for like the better part of today. That's my old man, Winespring. He's 19 years old.
Oh, I understand. I had two 20-year-olds for 20 years. So I understand how precious they are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially we had a day here, like was it yesterday? Day before yesterday, it was 72 during the day. And I was like, this would be a beautiful day to go camping. But how do you plan for that in the middle of July? You don't know that it's going to be 70.
We went. And it was worth it.
That's how it works, right?
That's funny.
That's what I tell people when I tell them I don't eat chocolate. I'm like, you have more chocolate. That's what that means. So you have more camping. That's totally how it works.
You're just keeping the sites open for us.
Exactly.
To go to. Yes. Yeah.
We
just need to do like a Watt fam like camping trip. Like I would rock that because I love cooking outside. Like I love it. I will feed everyone. Let's go.
But like intense.
Or inside your vehicles or
cabins,
all sorts of
cabins.
We slept in the Cybertruck because it was way too hot outside.
That's fair.
We slept inside. So.
And it's probably big enough to sleep inside of too.
It is, yeah. And we brought our dogs, and they slept in there too.
He could go.
I'm trying to find a picture of when Luther sleeps on my face. Erin took a good one of him kneading my face because that's sometimes how I wake up in the morning.
My two cats' names were Satine and Toby, and they lived for 20 years. Yeah, they were the best.
Satine, where did Satine come from?
Satine came from the movie, not Chicago, Moulin Rouge.
Oh,
Nicole character. She was Satine, the sparkling diamond, and I'd never heard the name before that, and I loved it. So I named my cat.
Okay. That's awesome. The only place I had heard Satine before was a character from Star Wars Rebels. So I was like 20 years ago. That didn't exist. So like, where did Satine come from back then? That's fantastic. I've seen Moulin Rouge, but I forgot that there was a character name. That's wonderful. All right. Are we ready to watch the show? Are we ready to start?
Oh my
gosh.
Let's
I'm gonna press play on our my clock, end the episode at the same time. So if you're lining up your clocks with the thing, I'm gonna press play and line up the time with our show so that you guys can go. So I'm gonna give everyone a countdown. In 3, 2, 1, play. And the countdown timer will go in a second. Right now. And they're lined up. Yay! I love when I get this right. I used to try to use the Netflix timer, but it doesn't stay up. So like I have to keep my mouse over the screen so it stays up. That was dumb. So I just downloaded a timer. Who mentioned it before? Was it Thatcher? I think, Satine, Star Wars. That's what I was saying.
I didn't recognize her. I don't remember. I need to go. Which one was it? Rogue? Is that Rogue One?
No, it was one of the cartoons actually.
Okay.
Did you watch the cartoons?
No, but that makes me want to now.
You should watch the cartoons. The cartoons are also far superior to the to really anything else. I love Mandalorian. I'm loving Acolyte. A lot of the other properties are great, but like Star Wars Rebels and the later seasons of Clone Wars, absolutely some of the best writing.
Yeah.
Satine is actually the Duchess or the ruler of Mandalore, all of the Mandalorians.
Makes sense to me if you knew my cat.
Sorry, you have to see Aang with hair again for a second there.
I was not a fan of the hair phase. And then Thom lied to me and he's like, oh, it doesn't last very long. It's fine.
It's totally fine.
First half of the last season.
Yeah, literally half.
Oh, what did you think? So one of the last episodes we watched was the Ember Island Players. How I love when the writers don't take themselves seriously and they can joke about their own nonsense. Like that was my favorite part of that. But how did you like that episode?
Gosh, I'm trying to remember.
That's the one where they watch the theater the play of
themselves. Okay, look, I laughed very hard at that. Like,
it was great.
I loved it, and I think my favorite part was with Sokka again because he gave his actor his notes line. And jokes and stuff, right? Yes. Okay, that was amazing.
And then he's like, he said my line. He said my line.
I'm like, it's you. You
I think my nerves were kind of high watching it because I kept expecting them to get caught. Like clearly they're going to get caught acting the way they are. Yeah.
the Toph was, I mean, she's my favorite, but her response to her character was phenomenal.
Oh yeah. She was happy, right? With her character.
Oh yeah. She loved it. She absolutely loved it. She thought it was the greatest thing ever.
It was like an actor that looked like you, right? That was playing real tall. It's always been there.
Huge and very wide. Though my favorite depiction was Zuko's hair.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Big, like poofy, pompadour-y, flowing locks looking thing.
Hello, friend.
Yay! It's a reverse BLT.
Hola.
And
what goes into a reverse BLT?
What's up?
What goes into that? This like the sandwich. What goes into
a lovely human being who likes to watch TV shows.
Mm-hmm. I'm like,
that's all I know about
sandwich so is that?
I don't know. Like, if we made it into a sandwich, what would a reverse BLT be? I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, reverse of bacon, lettuce, tomato.
Bacon be on the outside? I don't understand.
Oh, I was thinking of like, what's the opposite of bacon? You know, like tofu. Yeah, tofu. Yeah.
Tofu bacon.
He said, like a regular BLT, only better. Wink. I like it.
See, like this scene, like the Sokka jumping off, like he just did like that, like very cartoonishly, but it was great. Like it's and you just can't do it. Oh, this is also one of my favorites.
And Appa.
Yep. I love how excited he gets about his nonsense. That's really is what it is. Oh yeah, and then Toph cheats, of course.
Yep. Of course.
This makes
her storyline with her parents was pretty good.
Oh yeah. So one of the things that we talk about a lot is how like her storyline has nothing to do with her being blind, really. Like her arc, usually when a character has a disability in a show, their entire arc is just about their disability or them trying to cure their disability.
Yeah. It was not here. She made jokes about it.
Yep, that's my favorite part.
Yes, me too. Sometimes I forget how much I enjoy her character.
The easily the best one, Alan Zuko, coming in trying to remind everybody that horrible things are happening. That's my favorite joke that she made was when they fall in the hole. Like, well, she hides them in a hole in the ground when someone's looking for them. And Sokka's like,
can't see.
oh, it's so dark, I can't see anything. And then there's silence for a second, and Toph goes, oh no, how horrible.
How horrible. Oh man, that scene when they're camping. Gosh, I can't remember which episode it is. Zuko accidentally burns her feet.
Oh yeah.
I think I actually cried like a little. It was like she actually lost her sight almost by that happening. It was just awful.
Yay. There was a moment there when she like, oh, Aaron, hello. When she like, before she fell on the ground and was using, you could see her, she starts to use her hands in place of her feet.
Yeah.
Where she kind of looked lost for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that would be a good, we've seen soup bending and blood bending and sweat bending. Bacon bending would be interesting.
Bacon bending. I don't even eat bacon, but I'd like to see that. I mean, we kind of skipped over it, but that scene where we see her showing off her earthbending with her art. Oh my God. It's one of my favorite ways to see like bending being used artistically.
That's the other thing is I feel like earthbending would be the most practically useful thing.
Mm-hmm. That's why they're
Earthbending and waterbending.
dedicated. Awesome. I don't know. Let's talk about firebending for a minute. I'm partial to it.
Are you which school of firebending? Like, are you the Iro? Follow your breath and use your passion.
Absolutely. I can't even think of another. What's the other school?
Yeah, Azula.
I am extremely passionate, but I don't have anger issues at all. You can ask my husband. He'll tell you. I hope. I don't have a lot of anger issues.
Wait a minute. Don't ask him.
I love yoga and hippy dippy stuff. And so but you mix that with the passion of a firebender, and it's great.
I haven't done it since we moved, but I used to do Bikram yoga all the time. Now I just do yoga.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just do it at home too. Yeah. In my studio behind me right here.
There you go. When we lived in New York and I was broke, there were several Bikram studios not far from where we lived, like within 20-30 minutes of each other. They all offered 20 classes for $20 for introductory classes. So me and I know.
You have to.
Me and my brother-in-law went from school to school to school, and we did 5 different ones. Wow. We did 20 classes for $20.
That is very smart.
Year, I want to say.
We have a museum here downtown, the Nelson Atkins Museum, and it has this massive front lawn. And every summer they do what they call yoga in the park, and it's every Sunday. It's free. Mm-hmm. They bring a yogi out there, and depending on the weather, there's either 10 or sometimes 50 people just out on the museum doing yoga. It's really awesome.
Have you done it before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, that's very cool.
I don't
There's a pond not far from my. Do what?
I say I don't get as much time now that I have a almost 3-year-old, but yeah, no, it's great.
Congratulations, kids.
Thanks a lot.
For people that don't know, Bikram yoga is where the hot yoga, the one where you're going to it's almost like a sauna. It's not a sauna.
It's
uncomfortable.
It is uncomfortable.
It is.
Yeah. But that was in my younger days when I was like, let's do dumb things. Let's do things that seem extreme for no reason, like jujitsu
what's that other one? That's something 90s. Oh, that workout everyone was doing not that long ago. Well, maybe 15 years now.
Zumba?
No, not Zumba. Zumba's fun too. That's the dance one, right?
You're dancing, yeah.
No, you did it as a group. It was just extreme. It was extreme.
I know which. My wife did it too.
90s. I mean, someone in chat's gonna get it. I know they're gonna know what I'm talking about. P90X. That's what it is. Yep.
No, that's not what she did. She did. I forgot.
Have either of you done goat yoga? There's a white yoga, and I couldn't even do it.
I did, and they were supposed to bring mini goats, and I guess they were busy that day, and so they brought medium size and quite large. You guys, these goats were large, and they will get on your back. They will climb on your back. They will lay down. They will bite on your hair, your toes, everything. I mean, it was, and there was just. Can you curse?
Yeah, you can curse.
There's shit everywhere, literally. It's disgusting.
No, thank you.
But it was kind of neat, You gotta do it once, I guess.
Chat's talking about smoking. No, let's not smoke. Vaping, I can.
Yeah, Glenn stopped, is what I heard. Congrats to Glenn.
Quit.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, quit. Cool. That's a good thing.
Don't do that.
Yeah. I know Glenn he's trying to start with the vaping. When usually when we jump in call for Watt the adaptation, he's got a couple of cigarettes in. So I'm glad you're working on it, buddy. I want to see you around for forever. So let's go.
Go hard, man. That's so exciting.
I like how they're using the same beach and the same location for a very similar growth process that Azula and Zuko and then went through, and Mai and Ty Lee.
Yes.
Except they get to experience the full process because they don't have Azula there bringing them back down.
Yeah, so she's like the primary antagonist, I think is the right term, right? She's just the worst.
Well, yeah, she's pretty
bad all the way through.
but so here's the thing. She's still a child.
Yeah.
So
How old do we think she is? Or do you know?
16. She's 16.
Yeah.
Oh.
At the end of the show, she's 16.
She is a power-hungry 16-year-old with access to whatever she wants. That sounds great.
But so the thing that I really like about Zuko and Azula is we get to see two children coming from, and it's not that I like the childhood trauma that they went through, but we see two children going through the same childhood trauma, but both having very different outcomes from it.
Mm-hmm. Well, they were so obviously different in their like personalities before everything really got shaken up. Like Azula leaned more towards her father, where Zuko definitely went towards his mom.
And it's bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ozai is the writers specifically wrote him in a way like their goal was no redemption whatsoever. He has no redeeming quality.
Yeah.
Where every other villain in this show may not necessarily have a redeeming quality, but they have enough of a backstory where you can almost feel for them. Even like someone like Admiral Zhao, who has almost no redeeming qualities and no good factors. He has this like where he was like looked down on. No one cared about him until he got and he was just always searching for a way to get recognized. And when he was, and he did it in a shitty way, don't get me wrong, he stole basically finding the Avatar from Zuko. But he's the next person that I could say is almost irredeemable in the show is Admiral Zhao. Yes.
Gosh, I'd have to think about that.
That was the t-shirt I had, by the way. Was that face right there? Yeah.
Love it.
I can't find it though anywhere. But Ozai is the only irredeemable character. Even Zuko and Azula's mom was not great to her. Like she used to call her, she called her a monster.
Yeah, that's not good.
She was like 9.
Yeah. And children absorb that pretty heavily.
Yeah, and you saw that some of my favorite moments with Azula were on the island when they did this. She has a couple of real moments, but then like realizes that she's having a real moment and like goes back to I got to put my mask back on and be a bitch.
Yeah, it's a trauma reaction. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And a couple of times when she bonds with Mai and Ty Lee, and then when she talks about how even her mom hated her and said she was a monster. For a second there, she gets sad, but then snaps back into.
She's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not playing the pity party. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The break though, the major break with her was when Ty Lee and Mai attack her.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised and kind of happy for the friends.
Me too.
I mean, in the way that they were both kind of manipulated into joining her in the first place, especially Ty Lee, I think like she went to just destroy her career in the circus where she
burnt down the circus.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty bad. Like, not a real friend.
They try sometimes, like you see them actually try with Azula sometimes, and they do have moments of like real friendship with her, but
just moments, yeah.
The bit here about Aang, and this is one of the greatest things I love about this show, and actually I do think the live action, and I won't spoil it, the live action does a bit better, is exploring and it's specifically tied to this moment, exploring the different avatars and the reason why. And I think Reverse BLT will get me on this because he disagrees with my theory on this, that the avatar is not a reincarnated spirit. Aang
I
is
agree.
Not, yeah,
I agree.
Okay. Aang is not Avatar Roku.
Nope.
Aang is Aang. Aang is his own
They
person.
make that clear every time we see all the different avatars.
Exactly. Like I feel like we wouldn't see them manifesting as their own forms
if it were
like as a spirit if they were the same person.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea here is he's learned from Avatar Roku, Avatar Kyoshi, and then the fucking waterbender that I can never remember his damn name. And Kyoshi tells him to kill Ozai straight up. Says, you got to kill Ozai.
Paku? Is that who you're thinking of? Paku?
The
waterbender
Paku, the waterbending master from the northern tribe that.
Oh, the White Lotus, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Kuruk. Thanks,
Kuruk. There we go.
Garden. Yeah. Nomen Garden is our encyclopedia of knowledge, and also the fastest at Google foo.
Yep.
Nice.
If it's Wheel of Time, it comes out of his brain. I know if it's Wheel of Time, it comes out of his brain. But other things, sometimes it's just his Google foo is faster than others.
That's awesome.
They all tell him that he's got to kill Ozai, but because he is an airbender and he has a different way of thinking, and probably because he's a child, honestly, to be honest with you, he doesn't want to kill him. He wants to find another way. And I love that they emphasize that. They emphasize it well in this show, especially in this episode, but much more so in the live action show. Especially,
I think I remember from your the last episode, y'all kind of talked about how y'all liked that he didn't kill.
Yeah,
didn't want to kill. Is that right?
Yeah, he didn't have like a. He doesn't glorify the fighting. He doesn't glorify anything that like any of that stuff. It's just stuff that needs to happen.
Yeah,
we talked about like the Way of the Leaf and Perrin's journey, which is similar to Aang's in many ways.
Oh, I like that. That's a great correlation, Mick. Yeah.
Go back and rewatch the Secret Tunnel episode and tell me that entire storyline isn't just Manetheren.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very nice.
The husband is murdered, and instead of the wife exploding and blowing the city up, she uses her power and creates a city.
Yes. Yeah.
And their love is, the unrequited, star-crossed lovers is a little different, but the rest of the story is very. I mean, it's a mount. Manetheren is the mountain home.
It's all there, even the music, the songs.
But,
so I have two questions about that before we get too far away from it. So with Aang, if he, in the final battle that we see, or even before, if he had just accepted that I'm going to have to kill him, do you think that would have like degraded his storyline if he did? Or could it still be a beautiful story? If, the Phoenix King had to die.
The writers are so good that I feel like they could have, they
made it work.
Yeah, they could have done a whole, they did a thing with the forest, and oh shit, his name is going to come back to me.
This is what I was going to say. I think it would have changed.
If it was a non-Nickelodeon show, they probably would have ended up killing him. Yeah. But how the episode where the forest is burned down and the spirit is upset and whatever, but life comes back from, and sometimes this is good for nature, and sometimes things need to be cut away, and sometimes things need to go, and
it's like
I'm sure the lion turtle would have taught him that lesson now instead of the lesson that he learns of being able
energy bending and
energy bending and spirit bending and whatever you want him, whatever you want to call it, with what he does here. I'm sure it's a mixture of a lot of different things.
Yeah. Okay, the second part is Aang likes to say he hasn't killed anybody, but we know he's killed people.
Who?
In the Avatar state.
Oh, Aang. Oh.
Aang, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, 100%. Especially at the end of season 1. He turned into a kaiju and was quite literally throwing ships all over the place.
And there's the argument that while he was chilling out in his little bubble, and the Fire Nation was wrecking the world, that does he play a part of that since he was the Avatar, or some responsibility for it? I know I'm getting kind of deep here, but
yeah. Well,
every time he said he didn't kill anybody, I'm like, whoa. Actually,
two minds. Of two minds. I'm of two minds on that.
Okay.
Animated, and Crystal, I want to know your answer to this too.
Yeah.
Animated Aang No, I don't think he's responsible for having disappeared because it was an accident. And
He was
also,
a
he didn't
child.
know that
Yeah.
the Fire Nation was attacking.
Mm-hmm.
TV show Aang knew the Fire Nation was attacking and ran away. And it was still an accident that he got trapped in ice, but
He ran
he knew
first.
the Fire Nation was attacking and ran away. Not that maybe, like, I'm not saying if he stayed, he would have won, but he had the knowledge of doing that. I'm not going to say it's his fault per se, but he does bear some, like, if he feels some way about it, I wouldn't say it's entirely wrong for him to feel some way about it.
Well, I just think the Avatar state, it's almost like a bit of disassociation, especially like at that time. So, I mean, yes, it's him, but I don't know that it is fully him. Like when he's in that Avatar state, I don't know that he.
Yeah.
I don't think he is either.
So it's like manslaughter versus murder. Is that what we're saying here? Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that argument, actually.
Just like Perrin says, like not in so many words, but Perrin basically says not that it's right to kill people, but sometimes you have to. Like, like there's just like,
Like, I thought Aang would still be redeemable. Yeah.
It may not be like, it wouldn't, like, I would love not to have to kill a Shamael, but like we have to kill a Shamael.
Yeah.
This is when Azula breaks, by the way. This is the moment right now. When she's like, when she goes to him and is like, all right, let's do the thing. We're going to do the thing together because we're going to rule the world together. And he's like, no, you could be the Fire Lord. I don't give a shit about being the Fire Lord. Yeah, you do that. I'm the Phoenix King of the world now. Bye. Like this is when she breaks.
I gotta say, the animation, the drawing that they start doing, and the movement that they start doing for her character after this point is just captivating. It's absolutely captivating. And it communicates even more than her words, like the eventual haircut. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
They depict trauma better in minutes in this show than I've seen entire novels do in book series.
Yes.
I love how Ryu is apparently fighting our girl over here. So one of our guests from earlier in the season had a TikTok series where she was basically pitching Avatar. She was playing herself, being like, I want to watch a show that blank, 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 blank has the best, found family trope in television. Avatar: Last Airbender has the best villain redemption arc. Avatar: Last Airbender. So they go through like a series of criteria, and they get crazier and crazier. And the answer is always Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Always.
And the last one is like, oh fuck, I want a show with a hot goth dommy mommy with a whip. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
It's the perfect show, is what we're hearing.
Disabled
there
characters
it is. Oh my god!
Redemption arc isn't about their thing. Childhood trauma, showing the difference of childhood trauma. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. It's fantastic.
Right.
The other really beautiful thing that I think they do in this is, and I know I've seen arguments in the other direction for this, but I love the way they blend cultures and traditions and mythologies together. I think they do it in a very respectful way by staying true to the original, like the unblended versions of those things, while still blending things together. Specifically, the air, nomads are very Hindu, but also Buddhist.
Oh wow, yeah, it's a good call out.
Now they're best friends.
That's how this works.
And those are the moments that I'll be interested to see what they do with the live action, which is honestly not as lighthearted. But this is a very serious episode. This is the culmination of the whole series, and it's still really funny and sweet. Like Sokka crawling in, Momo, you ate Momo. Know.
I love that moment.
And then in the back, like they're having a serious moment in the foreground, but in the background, Sokka leaks out of Appa's mouth.
Oh my gosh. It has to smell terrible in there.
Oh God, especially because he's probably got a lot of fur in there too. Oh.
So the episodes where Appa is going through his
Ugh.
Oh my god, that was super sad too.
I almost couldn't watch. Yeah.
No, me too.
I got mad. Almost more than sad. I was angry watching those.
Oh yeah.
So angry. That's where my firebender was coming out. I wanted to go handle the situation.
The scenes with when he was like he would see something that reminded him of Aang and he would get excited. That was like, oh my god.
Waterworks.
Oh yeah.
Like the pit of my stomach dropped even just hearing you mention it. Yeah.
I got goosebumps talking about it.
Yeah.
This fucking show is so good. I wish if I ever got to meet them, I think I would be like, I've talked, like, I usually don't gush at celebrities at all, but I would, if I got to meet these guys, the guys that wrote this show.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they ever go to cons.
What's up?
I wonder if they ever go to cons.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Seems like they should.
Yeah, they definitely should. I know, like Dante Bosco, and like oh shit, I forgot his name. The guy that played Iroh after Mako are at cons often, and so so is Michaela that does Top's voice, and all the other voice actors go often. I don't know if the writers have ever gone though.
I think the voice actors were at Fan Expo when I was there.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, they had a whole bunch of Avatar stuff going on. Actually, it was very timely.
Now we got to get Beth to watch it too. You have to work on her. She hasn't watched it yet.
Oh my! Yeah, I think she'd like it a lot.
Me too.
I mean, I think everyone will like it a lot.
I agree with that. She does have a good YouTube channel. Oh, and another shameless plug for my cousin. He was a guest earlier in the series too. He is a stage actor. He's trying to break into TV and stuff, but he's on a couple. He's been on a bunch of off-Broadway plays and stuff.
That's cool.
But he usually plays the lead. Like he was, if you've seen Goodfellas, the movie, he played Calogero in the stage play, and like he was Percy Jackson in a Percy Jackson, and like
whoa, that's cool.
Pretty good.
Did you read those?
A friend of his, he was acquaintances with Michaela. I forgot her last name. The woman that voice acts Toph.
Oh, okay.
His roommate dated her for like a year or two, and they were, friendly.
Friendly, yeah. Nice. Did you read the Percy Jackson books?
I read the first one and I enjoyed the first movie, and I've liked the show.
I haven't even seen the show. I just read the books. Yeah.
I read the first one. I liked the first movie. I liked one scene in the second movie, and the show has been great.
That's a lot. One scene is so specific.
Yeah. Well, the second movie was fun. It was a bad movie, but it was a fun movie. I like bad movies. I find
I don't hate them. Yeah.
No, me either. I find things to like in almost everything. Oh yay! The White Lotus is here. Zhang. Umi. There's a scene in the second movie with Nathan Fillion, and he makes a Firefly reference. So that's the scene that I really like.
I have not seen all of Firefly. Don't hate me.
It's okay. Have you seen Serenity? The movie?
No.
Really?
Wait.
Wow. You definitely should watch that.
I'm like, maybe I have. I need to check it
out. Actually, I rewatched Firefly recently, like the TV show. A friend of mine was watching it, and we did a watch party while we were doing something else. And I was like, oh, now I got to finish watching the rest of this show.
Wow. I need to probably check it out.
It's a fun show. It's a really good show. I mean, Joss Whedon is a piece of shit now, apparently, or apparently he's always been, and we're finding out about it. But
that's kind of sad.
The actors did that show, and they're great.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the one person that we were wondering if they're in the White Lotus, but we never? Oh, Monk Gyatso. And they asked the writers that somewhere in an interview, and they didn't answer. They gave a very vague answer.
Is that the monk that helped Aang with his chakras?
Yeah, no. That's Monk Gyatso was the guy that raised him, like back.
Oh, okay.
100 years ago, that he finds dead at the fucking
Southern
Air Temple.
Oh, that was so much.
Temple.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
God.
so heavy. That was really heavy, especially when you think about his age.
That was what, episode 4 or 5 or something of season 1. Like, oof.
Yep.
Yeah. They got very serious
also,
very fast.
one of the cool things about that scene that we talked about when it happened, if you pay attention in that scene, I'll see if I can find a picture of it real quick. The Monkey Otso is surrounded by a bunch of firebenders. They're just collapsed to the floor. It's because he literally sucked the air out of the room, killing everybody and himself.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, that's dark.
That's it's crazy. There's like 50 or 60 probably bodies on the ground, surrounded by him. And there you go. An airbending master, an elderly airbending master, killed that many people in one go.
Yeah.
And here comes Roku telling him he's got to kill him. Oh, I hate this. It does the stupid thing where it saves it as a WEP file because they don't want you to be able to download pictures ever again.
Oh, don't you hate that? Take a little screenshot and redo it.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yep. Little Command Shift 4 action.
Yep. There you go. There's no blood anywhere. The bodies are just all collapsed to the floor in a pile. He sucked the air out of the room.
Wow.
And killed everybody.
And himself. That's quite the sacrifice.
Yeah. And for Aang to just wander into that and see that, oh God.
I'm trying to remember because he was very excited before, right?
Yeah, they were happy.
Yeah.
He was chasing Momo. That was when we first met Momo.
That's right. And Momo, didn't he kind of lead him there?
Yeah, he ran right into there.
Yeah.
So the theory is that Momo is Gyatso. That's the theory. Momo is Gyatso reborn.
Interesting.
He was waiting there for Aang.
You know how Momo goes with him to the lion turtle, stays with him in so many moments. Yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't heard that before. I like it. Yeah.
I'm not sure where I heard that or if I made it up, but I'm going to say I heard it somewhere.
You should own that.
Yep.
Half the things I say, I'm not sure if I thought of them or if I saw them somewhere and just forgot.
Being a content creator will do that to you.
That is entirely fair.
Yeah.
Oh God. And so Boomy and one other thing from the live action that we were just the scene when Aang finds Gyatso, goes into avatar form, and Katara has to talk him out of it. She never says like we're your family now or anything like that. Like she doesn't have that moment with him, and it's just not as meaningful as it was in the cartoon. And then I just don't like what they did with Boomy in the show, but I won't say.
Oh yeah, don't say I haven't seen him yet. Okay, because I love him in this one.
Good. I love the actor that plays him. It's just their choice, the direction they went with him wasn't my favorite.
Because there's no way that he could be as funny or animated as he is in this version. There's just no way. He's just like extra. Yeah. Oof.
I'm never gonna remember that name. Never gonna remember it.
It's a go with the flow kind of avatar.
Yeah. Good, of course, and then he's got to be surfing.
So yeah.
The only thing that's missing here is like the cha dude, like he doesn't have a like California surfer accent. There's
cha dude.
Cha.
Awesome. I've never surfed. I don't think I'd be good at it. I can barely see.
I stood up on a board with a wave pushing me forward before. I won't call it surfing.
Right.
I won't call it surfing. I grew up in a beach town, so.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I grew up in the water.
I did too, but it was lake water. It's very different than a beach. Yeah.
On the southern edge of Long Island.
I bet it was beautiful.
So, it was great.
Yeah,
and we had really good beaches. They actually hosted a couple of the qualifying surfing tournaments for like the international surfing, whatever it's called.
Wow.
At our beach because it has really good waves.
Nice.
But are there sharks? There are sharks, correct?
Not really, no.
Okay. That's what scares me about surfing. I don't want to be eaten.
Right?
Yeah,
we just
no.
had big attacks down south of Texas here at the Padre Island. You'll see that?
Yeah,
The shark attacks?
Yeah, nowadays, because the water is so much warmer now, you'll get, I'm sure they may get more shark sightings up in New York now, especially because of that. You have to go way out deeper usually to get it, but since the waters are so much warmer now, for longer too.
Although, you know what terrifies me about lakes? The idea of giant fish.
And they're there. Oh my God. I've
They
seen them.
exist.
They're massive and terrifying.
I am not a person who fishes. I've actually been fishing, a handful of times in my life. But it was a requirement living in Kansas. We would go pick corn and then we would go fishing. And anyway, the one time I threw a pole and got in trouble was I caught a catfish and it terrified me. I was probably like 10 and I literally like threw the fishing pole and my friend's dad was so mad at me. Like,
they're like, that's good eating. What are you thinking, girl?
Expensive pole.
Yeah.
I like to do the opposite of fishing, where you throw like the pieces of cheese or corn in and just watch them eat and then let them live.
That's much more my style.
I guess I have a weird position in being a city person, but also I grew up fishing and clamming and in the water all the time.
Yeah, wow.
So that's kind of weird for that. Yeah. I grew up on a tiny little the island. It's called Long Beach, which is just under Long Island. It's 3 miles long and a half a mile wide.
Wow.
One side is the bay, the other side is the Atlantic Ocean.
Wow. Probably a lot of good eating there, actually.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm a pescatarian, so that's the only kind of meat that I eat is seafood. So I hear that and I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. So good. I grew up eating everything, and I was a kid that ate everything, and I still eat everything.
Even raw oysters.
What's up?
Raw oysters?
Oh yeah, right out of the sand.
Oh my gosh, amazing!
Yeah, absolutely,
it's one of my favorite things to eat.
Oh, absolutely.
I just don't think about what's happening when I'm eating.
There's a really good place in Georgia. Next time if next time we are at JordanCon together, if we have a day or two beforehand, we will I'll take you to a couple of restaurants in Georgia that has great seafood.
I will eat that. That's so good.
That's fair.
It resonates with me. Fishy fish.
I became a bit of a seafood snob though, because it would be so fresh because we would get it right there. So I accidentally became a seafood snob. I don't know. Oh my God. I love their whole storyline, the two of them.
Yeah.
Oh, here. And I feel obligated to say something nice about the show, the live action show. I won't spoil it, but obviously, they're in it and they have their similar storyline. There's the scene in the animated show when Zuko attacks the Northern Water Tribe, he leaves the boat and goes to go to the pond. They do that scene better in the live action show.
That's fair.
They have an exchange in the live action show, Iroh and Zuko, that is much more heartwarming and touching than the one that's in the animated show.
I was afraid to watch the live action before this because I didn't want to start crossing wires.
Yeah.
But it seems like it would have been fine.
It would have been fine. I think it would have been fine. But also, I feel like it may have spoiled you on some of the greater parts of the thing. So I'm kind of glad you didn't. But now I'd be interested to talk to somebody who did to see how they felt.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to now though. Watch it. One of my favorite scenes early on, mid second season, was with the uncle meeting up with Toph. I always think I'm saying her name wrong. Toph.
Oh, Toph.
Toph, where they're having tea. He makes her tea and talks to her. I was like, oh my gosh, the storylines are finally going to start doing this. It was so exciting. And then having that come back later. Oh,
yeah. She meant when he comes to them in one of the places and Toph answers the door and he's like, oh, you're my. But I love how in that scene where they have tea, he learns something from her. She says something to him. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he takes that in, and obviously he imparts a lot of knowledge and wisdom onto her as well.
Yes, that she needed to.
Yeah.
I think in that moment, I can't remember exactly the conversation, but I remember the moment and the feeling.
It was
satisfying.
She was upset because it was soon after, like, they confronted her about, you know, only doing stuff for herself and not helping the group.
That's right. That's some understandable frustration there.
Yeah.
You got to be a team.
Yeah. She was just so, you know, it's because of her disability that she was so, like, constantly like, I do everything. I do all my own stuff. No one has to help me with anything. I'm taking care of myself. You know, you don't need to help me. But then she realized that
it's like an overcorrection from being like a very rich, you know, from a very rich family. Yeah.
That too. Yeah.
Way overcorrecting. Yeah.
Oh my God. And this is the first time. This is the first time Iroh has ever told him, "You need to be the Fire Lord."
Wow.
He's always told him, "You follow your own path. You create your own destiny." But this is the first time he's telling him that you're the only person that can do this. You're the only.
He's got to earn the words a little bit, earn that kind of guidance, I would think.
Yeah. I guess, you know, he didn't, you know, obviously he wouldn't know how he was going to end up in the end, you know. He always had that. Yeah, I mean, he's saying it right now. Yeah. You know, I always knew you. I was hoped that you would become the man that you are today. But, you know, even in Ba Sing Se when we had our, but when Zuko turned on Aang and him and backed Azula, he wasn't mad at him. He was sad for him, but also mad at himself. You know, like he failed him in some way, probably. Their whole storyline is so beautiful.
It is absolutely beautiful. Yeah. They kind of needed each other a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, you know, he lost his son and he was lost himself. Like, I mean, like, he put a lot on Zuko with that, but he never said it to him, you know, like he never pushed it on him. He just tried to do better for Zuko than he did for his son. Yeah.
And he knew that he could rise to the occasion if he just tried.
Yep.
And he does. Yay.
Yeah.
So and then his story, I think it's why he's my favorite, is one of the most important, I think, for kids. Like, it's the most transformative. That it's okay to make mistakes. Like, you can still come back from making these mistakes and
absolutely
choose a different path.
Sokka and Zuko have some of the most meaningful storylines. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sokka, there's so many with Sokka specifically about, like, and Sokka is usually the focal point of them, but, like, not everyone in the Fire Nation is evil. Not everyone in the Fire Nation deserves to be at the other end of our sword. He rescues an entire Fire Nation platoon, city, civilians, people from Jet. Like, he trains with a Fire Nation swordmaster.
I loved that. So
good.
Everything about those episodes, any moments for the training, I was almost obsessed with Sokka's responses. They were so genuine.
Oh, yeah.
And so creative. I was like, if this teacher doesn't love him, then the teacher is not meant to be a teacher.
He's like, I forgot what he said. It was like, they're not the perfect responses, but they're you.
Yeah. I love it. What a great teacher. Oh.
And now we meet the lion turtle.
Fascinating.
There are a lot of turtle hybrids in this show.
It's awesome.
I'm all for them because I love turtles, but
turtles are my favorite.
Have we looked up the meaning of turtles? Like, what is the significance of a turtle?
They have a large significance in Japanese culture. I think also in many of the Asian cultures, turtles have a large significance.
They're like carrying their backs with them, or they're like houses with them, that kind of thing, or
that's part of it too.
They embody wisdom, stability, and grounding. Oh, I love that. Okay.
They're also because they're long-lived, they were kind of
a lot spiritual of rebirth too, and protection. That lands really well right here.
Oh yeah.
I had to look it up, but in Mayan culture, turtles are incredibly important too, and they see them as like one of the housings of God. Like, you'll see them depicted a lot of, like, on the sides of a lot of the temples. If you go to the ruins down there,
I have. I need to think about that. That's neat.
Oh my gosh. If you ever go down to like Quintana Roo and you go inland, Eqwina is one of my favorite set of ruins that I've ever been to.
Which ruins?
Eqwina. They're really small. They were only discovered, I want to say like 15 years ago, so they're newer. And when we first went, I think there was only like one of the temples uncovered. So you could still climb it and you could still touch it. And I'm such a tactile person, like being able
I love that.
to go in and just feel the energy off that was amazing.
Yes.
You know, since then they've uncovered like several more.
Wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But
Totally
it's
looking at it right now.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a few hours inland, like it's a full day, but oh my gosh, you can stop in this tiny town called Thom that is known for their chairs, wooden chairs, and meat is what they're known for. And it is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Anyway, sorry.
I was
it.
supposed to go to Chichen Itza. We were going to go to a wedding that was in Mexico that was near Chichen Itza, so we were going to go to Chichen Itza, but then COVID happened.
Boo.
I mean, it's one of the wonders of the world. You should see it, but it is the most touristy of.
It's the most touristy one, but it's depicted in the Dresden Files, and I wanted to go there.
Those books are incredibly hard to find.
Really?
By the way, so I didn't go to like a Barnes and Noble. I go to like half price books and thrift stores all the time.
That's fair.
And so they have tons of his books, but they don't have any of the Dresden Files. I was actually just looking today, so
that's crazy.
That's on my list. That's hopefully my next read.
Yay. I love Dresden
Files. I need to add that to mine too. I haven't read it either.
It's a great series.
I'm super interested. Also, I'm just putting, because we are all Wheel of Time fans. We've been painting my house and I've been reorganizing all of my lovely shelves. I am missing somehow where they are. Books 2 and 3 of these like original hardbacks, and I'm having trouble finding them. So if anybody ever finds them somewhere, I will send you the monies.
Nice.
Send you the money.
You. If I find them, I got you.
And then also like the original paperbacks, I don't have anything past Winter's Heart, and I don't know how that's happened because I used to have them. I don't know. Like I know I at least have.
Are you lending them out, maybe?
Yeah. I do. And I have multiple copies and multiple versions, and they've been in different places. But I've consolidated all of my books, and I'm definitely now can say that I am missing some of them. So I've been at thrift stores and half price bookstores looking for my books.
When I go to half price, I just buy whichever's are there. I don't even check if I have them or not. I have like 3 new springs, I think.
Like
every time I go to a used bookstore, I rescue all of the Wheel of Time books that are there.
Rescue, that's a great word for it. I got a couple of those.
And then
my bookshelf is just Wheel of Time.
I either like if I don't have it, then I put it on my shelf. If I have it already, it goes into the little library that's by my house.
One of those
that's cute. That's a good way of doing that.
Or I lend it to people. Like I always try to have paperbacks of the first 3 so that I can lend those to people.
Yeah, that's really smart.
Or give them to people when I tell them to read it.
One of my most cherished items is a set of Wheel of Time books, the hardcover, like the originals. That my grandmother had and gave to me because she read it. Yes. And so they have like their own like display area in my living room. They're beautiful.
My grandmother read awesome books like that. My grandmother tried to throw mine away because she said those books were the reason I didn't believe in God.
No, well, that's okay. Read them again.
I know, that's what I did.
Yeah, my grandma read them 3 times. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
It's amazing. I know. I like, what a brain. At 80.
Yeah.
So Azula is doing all of the things that she thought she wanted to do, realizing she's gaining no joy from every one of those things. And in every scene that she's been in so far, she's deteriorating more and more.
And sending someone away that's close to her.
Yep.
She just keeps sending them away.
Yep.
And that was such a red flag.
She's blaming them for her lack of fulfillment is what's happening.
That's a really good way of seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when she runs out of people to blame, is when she really breaks.
And her animation gets amazing at that moment.
Her hair
Her
too.
face,
like her hair.
the like sinuous movements. Oh my
Oh, yeah.
goodness, fascinating. Very good art.
Who animated this too? I don't think they definitely didn't animate it, obviously, the writers, but
Yeah.
Oh,
They did
I
a
was
great job.
looking it up before we came on tonight, and the original finale of the show was almost 16 years ago today. It was like July 19th.
What?
16 years ago.
And last week we were one day off
Yeah.
of the original air date of the episode that we were watching.
Yeah. So we're just a couple days off.
Nailed it. That is
Totally by
very cool.
accident.
Yeah.
Don't you love that? There are no coincidences. We know that.
It's true. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills. Fucking tough. It's so gangster.
I mean, and creative.
I know.
When she first starts metal bending, I was like, go.
I'm the world's greatest earthbender. I love her fucking confidence too. I wish I had her confidence in anything.
And they always show her
man,
just standing and staring. Yeah.
I want so bad for them to go on a quest to retrieve Sokka's sword too.
You have to know they did. You have to know they did. There's no way he'd lose that. It was made of meteorite, right?
Yeah, it's a meteorite. Yeah. Did you see? Did you see? Like what they're doing with the new studios? So they're making new Avatar. They're making standalone movies and new cartoons. They haven't announced the content of anything other than they will do something to continue the series of the group, and it'll be them in their mid to late 20s.
Oh wow!
Which is like the age of
yeah.
So I'm just hoping we get to see them like go on a quest to get his space sword back. That's all I want. Oh yeah, space sword. Yeah.
I love that.
So but that's also a thing from history. So like if you were to look up, like if a kid was watching this and like, oh cool, meteorite sword, and they were to Google that, many like ancient civilizations, their rulers would often make they would make a piece of armor, a piece of jewelry, a sword, a dagger, something like that out of meteorite because, you know, they viewed it as coming from the heavens or whatever. But also pre-Iron Age, that was the only way to get good iron.
Wow. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. They didn't make, before they figured out how to make steel, that's carbonized steel. It's carbonized iron. It's almost steel. So it's better than anything that they can make. Bronze and copper and things like that.
Yeah. So. I went on like a shopping bender after that episode for like meteorite jewelry. They make it and it's really cool on Etsy, the stuff that they have out there.
Oh God, these two. You can't tell it's us when they fucking did the same pose as the
Oh my God.
Look at her. Oh God, you're right. Her whole animation style too, her facial movements and everything.
It's a little different. Like she's really off.
She looks a lot like her mom too. With when her hair is down. Also has way more hair than I thought she did.
I would have said spending.
I know. I was like, did I just make that up? You're welcome. I didn't actually buy any of them, so I don't know if I can say I actually went shopping. I went looking, browsing. Yeah.
I feel like next to Iroh, Zhang might be my favorite firebender that we've met. Mainly just, and you know, it probably was a failing on his part too, a little bit, viewing himself in the way that he viewed himself when he spoke to Katara, but that was just a great scene when he was, you know, like, you know, I'm jealous of you being a waterbender. You can create things and you could heal people and you're, you know, blah, blah, blah. And all I can do is kill and burn and destroy. And like, I feel like he just really needed to go talk to Iroh a little bit. Feel better about himself and his firebending.
Is Zhang the one that becomes like their grandfather?
Zhang was the firebender that they go and meet.
Oh, firebender. Okay. That's
yeah. Zhang was the firebender that they go to meet in, and trains him a little bit, and he accidentally burns Katara.
That's right. Her hands and stuff. Okay.
Actually, here he is right here. This is Zhang.
Okay, yes. That's right. Who am I thinking of?
He's flying? Oh no, never. He's using fire to fly, but that's still crazy.
Yeah, as far as the coolest.
It's pretty awesome. It is pretty awesome.
Shameless plug.
I mean, like,
I don't think anyone else got fire. We've got all air and I think one water from the comment section.
from the comments.
Yeah,
What was
wild.
reverse? I missed it. Reverse. What bender were you from our BuzzFeed quiz, which is obviously where the only truth comes from?
Yeah. Oh, here.
And now she's trying to be her old self again. Here's her trying to put her hair back up, can't do it, getting frustrated, cutting her hair. Like, this is, look at her.
I mean, the hair cutting like moments for, you know, girls, especially in shows, is pretty big usually.
Yeah.
Like, it's used to show a change in character and direction.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Very poignant for Chinese culture as well, which is what the Fire Nation is heavily based on. Imperial China.
Did you see Noman Gardens? Sorry, go ahead.
No.
He speculated about frames per second being off or different for her. Maybe that's what makes her stand out a little.
Yeah,
I thought that was really smart.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no, that's a good reference. They did do that in the in a lot. They did that with a lot of characters also, though. The villains specifically and Into the Spider-Verse, they animated differently than a lot of the I know.
What a subtle thing to do to make such an obvious change in character. Interesting.
Fucking artists are great, man.
Yeah, I love them.
True. Anything that they wield. Fucking Mark Hamill with his voice.
That was a good call.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, now I'm sad again. I watched an interview yesterday, actually, and someone in chat, I might have been Thatcher earlier on, mentioned Batman the Animated Series. And I saw an interview yesterday with
Hamill?
Conroy. No. Wow, Kevin Conroy, the guy that voiced Batman, who passed away.
Oh yeah.
And he talked about meeting Mark Hamill for the first time, and he was like, "What? They got Luke Skywalker? What the hell?" And then he was like, the moment that he opened his mouth and did a second of that voice, he's like, "Never mind."
Never mind.
So one thing, and I wanted, I don't know if we've talked about this, Crystal, but I'm curious on both of your opinions and Chad as well. So Sozin's Comet is here, but also we have things like, and I don't know if we ever get a similar thing for earthbending and airbending, but Sozin's Comet's here. It's empowering firebending. We get a lunar eclipse, or even just when the moon is out, when the sun, when it's nighttime, waterbenders are slightly more empowered. Is that true for Aang as well? He is a firebender. He is a waterbender. We never see that, though. They don't reference it. They don't talk about it. Is his firebending stronger? They've never said that one time.
I don't know if it would be, because he's not. I mean, he's an airbender.
He is, but he was born in the air nomads, but he is a firebender. The lion turtle just told him that too. And listen, if the lion turtle is going to say it, you can argue with the lion turtle.
I'm not I would not dare. I don't know. I hadn't thought about that.
I would ask a follow-up question, like, are each of his elements, his bending, are they balanced? So like one wouldn't increase or decrease depending on what's happening?
It depends.
Like, is he really powerful in all of them? Is that what you're...
Well,
yeah, so and it maintains. Yeah.
It's a great question, and I don't know the answer to it, obviously. But it's a good, maybe it has something to do with the reason why they train them the way they do, the avatars. Like, they always make sure they go equal parts to all of the things, and they had a specific timing that they did it in. So that could lend something to it, and maybe the reason why Aang doesn't have the same connection to the other elements that he has to air, and maybe the other avatars did.
I like that.
The Avatar.
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. Or yeah, that's very interesting. Because like you would think he would always be topped out unless he's in the Avatar state. Like,
and when he's in the avatar state, I'm not even I wouldn't even say that he's more powerful per se. He's probably got the same power level as Aang does, but he has the technique and the knowledge of every
skill
Yeah.
can do a lot. Yeah,
tens of thousands of people that were masters in their in their respected times of every bending style. So
man, that's such a great question to ask.
when they're in the air temple and you see the statues of all the avatars, they go up and up and up and up. There's easily thousands, but you don't really know how far back the time goes. So
yeah. Oh yeah, Mr. Moobound says the avatar can't bend metal or lightning. So makes sense. He probably can't benefit from Sozon's comment. Do we know he can't bend metal or lightning?
We don't know for sure. He doesn't. He hasn't.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Or she hasn't. I guess slight spoiler, sorry, for Korra is that she doesn't metal bend. Or we don't see her metal bend. And there's some other forms of bending that we do learn about later on too. But one, and I think Reverse will correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Reverse that said this, that and it was a good theory, whoever said it, if it wasn't Reverse. Definitely wasn't me though. That there isn't really a separation in any of the bendings. And I don't know if I ascribe to it. I like it. But it's more of like everything is kind of spirit bending, and they just do it in different ways. And really, technically, maybe everyone can kind of learn to do it. But I'm not sure I ascribe to that.
I like it. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, that was you. Okay, yeah, it's all spirit bending.
It's all spirit bending. Yeah, but not everybody can.
The discipline you're raised in.
Yeah,
kind of like Wheel of Time. It's how you learn.
And the work you put into it, I'm sure. Yeah. Like Aang put a lot of work into it, and that's why he was able to. And his character, just who he is what made him able to spirit bend.
She looks fucking crazy. She looks so
and
crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love what they did with Zuko here. It's like his big bad. Like they've been building like Zuko's character this whole time. He's a great fighter. He's even a great martial arts fighter. He is the sword fighting. He's got he's going to be the Fire Lord, his dad. They had the Agni Kai, blah, blah, blah. His big thing here is he's going to go toe to toe with Azula a little bit. He has Katara's help. Yeah, he has Katara's help, but really also his goal isn't to kill her or fight her. He wants to and he says it several times right now. Yeah, like look at her. She's almost drunken style.
She's awesome. Yeah. Awesome right there. It is just mind-blowing how cool she looks right there. For like a bad guy. Like it's just like whoa.
He wants to help her. And that's the thing I like about what they did with Zuko here. He doesn't want to it's not about the fight. It's about you're my sister and I want this to be better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wonder, that looked a little bit of drunken style there when she did that, because she did the like the Jackie Chan kind of drunken style. My camera's following me around again.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Sorry if I made anyone at home drunk. But now that made me want to go and watch Legend of the Drunken Master.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's it's a Jackie Chan. It's actually there's a lot of kung fu movies that have drunken style in it, but Jackie Chan made some movies when I think he's in his 20s. It's called Legend of the Drunken Master, and then there's a second one that is
I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It sounds fun. Yeah.
All of Jackie Chan's early movies are fantastic.
They really are.
Yeah. He did a lot. He started acting in his late teens. He was a stage actor. Actually, he did the Chinese opera.
Oh, I think I knew that. Yeah.
And then he started acting. One of his first movies, I think, was with Bruce Lee.
Whoa.
The Drunken Fist. Yeah.
It's a name,
Here he goes.
Mm-hmm.
And look, he didn't do it. And of course, Ozai views that as a weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Aang is so awesome too. We talked about, so we only really got fully realized Aang in this episode. Like Aang is in his final form, if you want to call it, for this series at least. In this episode, when he went and met with he finally accepted who he was fully, that he was, that he's the Avatar, but he also accepted that he is not the other avatars. He is Aang, the Airbender, the Avatar of right now. And I love that.
25, 33, 32, 31, 30.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Can you not, like the times right here.
There you go. Good job. It's right there.
And is it right? It's right. It's right. It is currently right. We are at 25:17 in the show, and 25. It's lining up perfectly.
I was thinking too when I was rewatching the last 4 episodes, the whole the comment episodes, how it's we see Zuko chasing Aang around and Aang learning to run and defend himself, and then that's what we see here, him defending himself and running with the king, and all of that training paid off. Like Zuko didn't realize how much work he was doing for Aang.
Well, and Zuko knows how his dad fights.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good point too.
Yeah, he knows what his dad's going to do.
It's going to be surprising and intense.
The things, and if you pay attention to Zuko's fighting, all of the things that Azula is not ready for is the movements will look less like firebending, but more like waterbending, because they're the things that he learned from Iroh.
Yeah.
Yes. And that would be surprising. She didn't get, well-rounded teaching at all.
Nope. And she would definitely view it as less than. The way you can tell, by the way, I don't know how deep you went into looking at the bending styles and stuff like that, but water bending is Tai Chi.
Okay,
except for a couple of water benders, all of the water bending movements is Tai Chi.
Okay, that's cool to know.
Yeah,
some of it looks like yoga to me. Like when they're doing, I'm like, okay, that just looks like what you learn to do.
Tai Chi is one of those martial arts that's therapeutic. It's used less for martial art.
Stuff, right? Yeah,
it's all breath work. Yeah, there's movements to it too, but it's all breath work. Yeah. Fun fact: Alan Romanchek and Amy, his wife, who's an amazing artist, they are both avid Tai Chi practitioners, I guess would be the correct
term. Cool. Very nice. I recommend it. Yeah, for sure.
At JordanCon, Alan would often act as a blade master because he is, in fact, a blade master. Part of Tai Chi is using a gim. He uses a gim sword, G-I-M. It's a sword it's a Chinese sword commonly used by Tai Chi practitioners in their movements. It looks very much actually like the sword that Sokka has. It's a little bit thinner than Sokka's sword, but it looks very much like Sokka's sword. All of the weaponry, all of the clothing, all of the architecture, all of the movements that they do in the different bending forms are all real world references to actual kung fu, a lot of Asian themes, whether it's Mongolian, Japanese, Chinese. I don't know what a lot of the waterbending stuff is like Inuit, indigenous Arctic culture people. Like I know Canadians, like the Canadian native Arctic people are Inuits. I don't know what Siberian and the Asia continent are, but a lot of their stuff is very much like that. Sokka's weapon that he used to carry around, not the boomerang, which is obviously Australian. His other weapon, also Australian in reference. It's and there's his boomerang. Bye, boomerang.
Oh, that was so sad.
I know. And bye, sword.
So fast.
He actually says bye, space sword.
Someone said it fell into the water. That looked like trees to me.
Yeah.
So it's trees.
Yeah,
they're going to be able to find that.
They're flying over the burnt forest. Yeah.
Yeah, they're totally gonna find that.
Yeah.
That's not.
I hope
there's
so.
No
I
way
really hope
you'd
they go
leave
on
that
a trip.
behind.
Oh,
Yeah.
And all of the Fire Nation contraptions that they have, Leonardo da Vinci drawings. They're based on Leonardo da Vinci drawings.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah, I think do I still have that image in here?
Oh, there's reverse BLT. You're forgiven.
Yeah.
Okay.
No need for a flogging this time. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Unless you want
Next
one.
time.
If they ask nicely and consent and give me enthusiastic. That almost looks like the Sparky Sparky Boom Boom Man little fireball that he would make when he shoots out of his third eye that he has.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do have that picture in here. Sparky Sparky Boom Man's third eye is a reference to Shiva or Shiva,
Yes,
the Hindu god.
very much so. He was a bit terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my goodness.
And yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
There he comes. Look at him. He even looks like, look how much bigger he looks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
His facial features are very different. Like, oh. See, I feel like here, he's not all of the benders. He's tapping into their knowledge, but now that he's fully realized as the avatar and he knows who he is, like, yes, he is those other avatars, but he is Avatar Aang. He has their knowledge and their experience, but he is in control. Aang is in control right now.
Yes. I love how he just like slaps his hand away, like just not even a big deal. So cool.
And this reference this here with the different elements.
Mhm.
Do you recall maybe a scene from the Wheel of Time where something like this happens? In the beginning of the last book, when Rand goes and clears out all the Trollocs, he's literally seen flying around the battlefield in a tornado of all of the elements.
Oh, wow. I love how they did that here. I pictured it different in my head, you know, how you do than what they did here, but that is a great reference. Yes.
I had seen the show already, so that's how I pictured it, but that's a reference to the Buddha in harmony of all elements at the same time.
Yeah.
Let me get that Leonardo da Vinci, not Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's different.
Just little.
Yeah, many of the Fire Nations, if not all of the Fire Nations contraptions, are based on Leonardo da Vinci drawings.
Wow.
And here it is. Yay, this one saves as a JPEG.
This is so cool. This animation is just outstanding.
Oh yeah, they really sunk. They completely used up every dollar of their budget. But you can see, like, especially in the tank on the bottom, looks exactly like the tanks that they drive around in.
That's some good inspiration right there. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's an actual image from Leonardo da Vinci's journals. She's so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said that, Zuko's cheating in the Agni Kai because he brought Katara in. But if you pay attention, Azula brought Katara in. Azula attacked Katara and brought her into this.
But like, why did Katara show up right then? Like, what? Why?
It's because she's secretly loves Zuko and not Aang, and they should be together. That's my.
Oh my! Really?
Yep.
So you're not a fan of? Is it May that he's with?
I like May, but
I actually like them together. They're so
I like them together
dramatic.
It's less a dislike of May and Zuko and May, and more it's not a dislike of Katara and Aang, but I feel like it would have been a better love story with Zuko and Katara. And it's
she's
also
a little motherly.
it feels a little icky
motherly towards him
because she's like She acts as Aang's mom so much through this show.
Yeah. I like that feature of her, honestly. Like I
like that feature of her too,
there's
but I'm
so
saying, like,
many people like that they're just wonderful to have around. Like them.
Yeah.
Those
It's
characters,
less
yeah.
that the romantic portion of it graduating to made it like I feel like it would have been better off if
almost,
maybe Toph and Aang. That would have been great. They're closer in age.
Yeah.
Toph and Aang are the same age.
Toph and Katara.
Toph and Katara would have also been great too. But they both express themselves as straight in the show.
Yeah, they did. That's true. Forgot about that.
Do they have any?
I like the
representation.
I like Katara and Aang because it's just kind of that cute like little boy crush turning into like his actual girl. That is just so like so heartwarming.
Look at this. This would have been the perfect moment. And here she goes, flailing and wrong. She can't now. She's done.
She looks like a dragon right here.
Up there's
really cool looking.
Yep, it's happening right now. She's realizing.
Look at that animation. It's stunning. All of it.
That's what we call a breakthrough in therapy, but it would have been better if she had a professional around to help her.
Break down and break through.
That's what we call a breakthrough.
She came to a realization it could have been done in a healthier way, but it was important either way. Fuck, he's just running now. He's literally just running. That's all he can do. Oh, God. You're so right, though. The animation in this.
Yes. I mean, fire out of the feet is awesome.
Yeah.
He went full Iron Man. You're absolutely correct.
So this isn't Avatar state, right?
Oh,
like this isn't like this is different.
100% different. Yeah.
This is like the step after Avatar state.
He's not. If this was a Dragon Ball Z reference, he's Super Saiyan 2 right now.
It's the Dragon Ball Z where he's like, I'm over 9,000. Is that right?
Yeah,
is that what's happening here? Okay.
That's Vegeta. What's the scatter say about his power level? It would definitely be over 9,000 right now.
Okay.
It's a perfect reference.
Thatcher says this is Robin trying to run from Rand. Pretty good too.
Absolutely.
Pretty good too.
Listen to that voice.
Mm-hmm.
Look! Oh my God! I'm getting goosebumps. And Avatar state gone.
Yep.
Because now he's Aang again. He's like, thank you guys for helping me out when I needed it.
Yes.
You got me through it. I got the rest from here.
Mm-hmm.
Was that like a water baptism moment for the fire?
A little bit.
Yeah. You've been cleansed. You're done.
Yeah. Well, no, he's got to bless him first. Hold on, because he really does.
Here it comes.
Too.
Yeah.
He just did the sonic viewing like Toph does.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
It was the literal same animation that they do with Toph too. Literally putting his thumb on his forehead like he's blessing. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
We bent not the elements, but the energy within ourselves. Ah. Hey. Reverse, man. Like they kind of diluted the idea of spirit bending by focusing it into just channeling it into single elements divided among the nations.
Mm.
Mm.
In the beginning, we bent not the elements, but the very spirit within ourselves.
Yeah.
So amazing.
It is absolutely beautiful.
To bend another's energy, your own spirit must be unbendable. Oh, and this is another great reference to Wheel of Time. Like, this is what happens. This is how Rand has to fight fucking Moradin.
Mm.
This is almost exactly how it works in that scene.
Mm. Oh my goodness.
The music to the score.
That's just beautiful.
I would challenge anyone to find me something wrong with this fucking show.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, God.
He's been gentled.
Yep. He literally gentled him.
And so we know because of the graphic novels that he is still in jail. Is that right?
Yep. Still in jail.
Wow.
He's in a White Lotus prison.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The White Lotus take a much more active role in the world after this, which is pretty cool.
I love the whole secret society vibe.
Oh yeah.
That's
so
very
great.
fun. That's
Yeah.
very fun.
Throughout the whole series too. It was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
It just has everything. It's visually stunning. The writing is amazing. The music, like, just pulls you through. It's there. Yeah.
I feel like you could use Avatar as a barometer for a person. Like, if you've seen Avatar and you're like, no, it's a bad show.
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine anyone saying that. I've
No one in my
literally
circle
never
would say
heard anyone
that. Yeah, no. Those words have never been said.
Happy scratching explosions. Yeah. He will not be your favorite character in the live action. It's just not.
It can't happen.
It's not the same. Just not the same.
Oh,
If
no.
you love him in the show, in the animated show, you won't love him in that. Not that you're going to hate him, but
No. Mm-mm.
I wonder who will be my favorite then if it's not him.
Maybe
by the end of like the whole series being.
I by the end of season 1, I liked Sokka way more than I did in episode 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He was very controlling, I think, if I remember correctly, in the first episode.
Yeah. He's trying to be an adult, is what it is. Like, he's like, he
was a child left in charge, is what it seemed like.
Yeah. And they do that storyline a bit better in the live action show.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna jump right back into it then after this.
Fucking tough, man. And there goes Sozin's comment.
Yeah.
Bye.
You're not
sure.
wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. You're not even
calling out what we're all thinking.
Yep.
Face down, ass up. All right, I'll stop.
Very submissive. Yeah.
And, look how happy he looks too. Oh man, I want to say so many things about Korra, but I'm not going to because I don't want to spoil it for you. Please watch it.
Yeah.
And then come and talk to us about it because I just want to talk about it all the time.
Korra?
Legend of Korra.
Legend of Korra. Okay.
That's the name of the show.
I'll have to check it out.
Is it also 3 seasons? It's either 3 or 4 seasons. Oh, I love that we get to see everybody. Yay, the swamp.
Yeah.
And look, they have shirts now. Oh, also fun. So the boulder was in the background.
Oh, I missed it.
The boulder was supposed to be voiced by The Rock.
Oh, whoa. That would have been fun.
Yeah. He ran into like time constraints or something, wasn't able to do it, but he loved season 1 of the show. and wanted to do a voice, so they literally made the entire character the Boulder
Wow.
for him, which is why he's like a
Wow.
wrestler.
I love that.
Yeah. And named him the Boulder.
I love Tylee joining them.
Uh-huh.
Kylie is
Perfect.
might be one of my favorite
Yeah.
non-benders.
Yeah. It makes sense what she's doing there.
Oh yeah. And look, and if you remember, that's exactly how Monk Gyatso used to dress.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And oh, good. Oh, let me see if I have. I had a couple of images of. I have so many pictures. I have so many pictures of Avatar on my fucking computer now.
Created a problem.
I know. I asked like what.
What
I don't
problem?
know.
We can't talk about that right now.
Just chi blocking in general.
Yeah, well, we can't talk about that right now.
Ah, ooh, now I really want to watch.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
love this
man.
too.
Noam and Garden just nailed it with that. But this show all happened just over a single year.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's wild.
Mm-hmm. Aang is just turning 13, essentially.
Wow. Saved the world at 13.
Yep.
Don't we all want to at that age?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, we think we can.
Mhm.
So it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
For him to jump in and do it with all that energy.
The one thing that I love that the animated series does that the live action does not do in the same way is constantly remind us of how young they are and how they're being thrust into these moments and how unprepared they are for it, but then they raise to the occasion and fulfill the thing that they need to do.
Yes.
They seem much more put together and much more in control in the live action show.
But they are aged up, right?
They are a bit aged up, yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first episode of the live action, I thought Katara looked younger than I expected her to look.
That's a good reference. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh God. The way they introduced Azula in the live action show was also great.
Yeah, I really like it.
Okay, I haven't seen that yet. That part yet. Azula, right?
Yeah, she's also the actress that they got to play her is fantastic.
Oh my gosh. There was a scene that gave me chills. Like there was, yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, there you go.
I
There's
love good TV. Yeah.
Nice little reference to his friends from back in the airbending days.
Yeah.
Iroh. Opening up his tea shop.
That is perfect for him.
I love how they made him the Fire Lord, and now he's serving everybody tea. Like
it's a good leader, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to see leaders doing.
Exactly. Why did you keep me? That's your hair loopies. I'm not hair loopy.
So good. Always critiquing him.
Probably could. I think we all look perfect. Fucking top. How to get that last word in.
Yeah. So good.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh yes, make sure to come and hang out with Reverse BLT and I on What the Adaptation this Sunday.
It's gonna be another 3-hour show.
Oh, probably.
Oh my goodness.
Good luck, Glenn, keeping us under an hour.
Oh, it's not happening.
Ah.
I'm gonna bring duct tape and I don't know what else. Something else. Keep you guys quiet.
I do. Don't get me wrong. I love the outcome of their relationship.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
Oh, such
Your
a good
exhale
fucking-
sounded so sweet. It was just like, and
It's been like
yeah.
I've never seen this before we started watching book one. Like, and
Okay.
like I was in a neophyte, and then I had to slow watch all of season one, and then just like plowed through everything else.
You have to.
Yeah, I love it, and I'm sad. Like this is
I got my first content. We got our first content violation for we did a recap episode because we actually started our like one of the rewatch. Our first rewatch of Avatar was season 2 instead of season 1. Yeah. So we did a rewatch, like a recap episode for season 1, and I was showing. Whoa! Oh, it's the stupid. The time my timer ran out. I was showing clips from season 1, and we got content violated for it.
Yeah.
But,
No.
I know. But then she had to watch book 2 live. She couldn't go through it.
Oh my goodness. That'd be very difficult to watch slowly.
Papa's disappearance went on
King James? No.
It was months.
Honestly, I shipped Katara and Zuko more than Katara and Aang. That's just me. I like May, and I like Katara and May, and I like the outcomes of both of these relationships, and I will remain spoiler free for Legend of Korra and say just that. But for this series, I shipped them more so.
Mr. Moobound, I know you're watching, and I hope you're prepared to watch The Legend of Korra.
I do have a thing for bad boys. You're not wrong. I do love Ryan Reynolds. I don't know if you categorize it yourself as a bad boy, but he plays lots of bad people. Such a good fucking show. Oh my god.
Yes. Very happy.
I absolutely am so happy that everyone voted to watch season 3 after we watched season 2 or book 2. That's funny. I
can't be bad.
I will agree to disagree on that. But I absolutely love this show. I've said it a million times. If someone held a gun to my head and was like, you can never indulge in either The Wheel of Time or Avatar again, and I'd have to pick, I don't know which I'd pick.
Oh my.
I'm not sure which one I'd pick.
Wow.
I don't know.
Give us your Wheel of Time card right now.
Yeah.
I have that. Hold on. I do have that. Hold on.
You have a Wheel of Time card?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Where is it? If anyone went to, so we had Koala Sadai on for Cards Against Time, and if anyone went to WatCon, you may have gotten my card. I may have a couple of extra ones to give away if we do a giveaway in the not too distant future. But I could show everybody now that it's been released. My card from the Cards Against Time set, if I could find it. I had an image of it, but where is it? Oh, there it is. I think this one's it. I'm like getting closer to my screen so I can see.
I know. It's fun watching. It's so intense. Like, what is he getting at? What is he doing?
There we go.
Yep.
There we go.
She didn't have the
Oh my
thing
god.
Yeah.
So it says the final form of the card was Tom. It says Thomas, and it says butt rock enthusiast. That's what it says.
Yes.
Father of cats, butt rock enthusiast. That's what it was. But that was the mock-up that she sent me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I have a few of those looking around.
No notes.
No notes. Yeah. I thought that was a good reference. So such a lover of the butt rock that she brought it back for the season 2 cards.
Wow.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I want someone to show that to Daniel Henney so bad. So bad.
He's watching right now. I'm sure. He saw it.
Oh, that's you. Hi. Oh, hey, that's your picture that you said you didn't like. It was an old picture. That's a good
It's
picture.
so old. I love it. I love it.
It's a good picture. You're wearing a tiara, and wearing a tiara can never be a bad picture.
And that was for JordanCon. I bought that tiara for JordanCon.
As you do.
For years. For years, I've had it.
As one does. Is this a more
Yes.
final one? Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Butt rock enthusiast, father of cats.
Likes what he sees so much.
We had to bring it back for season 2. That's what it was. It's a season 1. Okay. It's a season 1 scene. That's what it was. That was fun. Oh my god. I don't know. I don't even like. I feel so fulfilled from watching that show.
Yes.
I'm not sure. Oh, I think I know what we do. We can announce which show won in the vote.
Oh yeah.
Yay!
I was so thankful that everyone voted for book 3 that we got to finish watching it, but we're not going to get to watch Korra, so I'll say that. Or I mean, like, we can all go watch Korra respectively whenever we want, and maybe we'll watch it in the future. But let's bring up my fun graphic that I made.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna keep putting.
Korra. I left the vote now on there. Sorry. Anyway, here's our show. These were the responses in the vote. We had 14% for Ahsoka, 21% for Legend of Korra, 34% for Fallout, 31% for House of the Dragon. So obviously, that means we're watching Fallout.
Oh my god, that's awesome!
I can't see out of this though, so I had to like, pull it up. Hold on. I can see. How sound? Do I sound bad?
No, you can totally hear you.
I can hear you.
I can. Yeah.
I think I can wear this for a little while. I can't really see very well though. I'm gonna take it off.
Do it.
So yeah, we're gonna be watching Fallout. Fallout won, by the way, 6 votes. It won by 6 votes.
Wow.
We actually had a bust. Yeah. We had a bust out the you're gonna have to finish watching it, Noman Garden. We had to like actually because we put a poll up on Instagram and a poll up on Twitter. We had to take the polls down and break the numbers out and count them because it was six votes separated Fallout and House of the Dragon. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm happy we're not watching House of the
Yeah.
I liked ish House of the Dragon. Like I said before, like I'll find something I like in whatever I watch. I love movies. I love television. I'm a huge movie person. Like watching movies with people is like one of my love languages, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I love movies and TV shows. But I just wasn't a big fan of House of the Dragon. And I'm glad we're not watching it, to be perfectly honest with you. No, we're not going to spoil anything. We won't spoil anything for you. Don't worry. I'm just not a huge fan. I love the actor that's playing Rhaenyra. I forgot their name, but I love them. I absolutely love them so much. They're first of all, they're gorgeous, but also fantastic actor.
I like the costuming. That kind of keeps me there.
I have to finish when they start. I don't care about a lot of the characters, but I'm invested.
I don't either. Yeah,
I'm
actually an episode or 2 behind. I need to just
me too.
Make myself.
Me too. I haven't finished. I haven't watched. I'm not caught up on the season either. I appreciate that. I've wanted to play Kratos. I wanted to do a Kratos Halloween costume for quite a while now. I just haven't done one yet. But and then there's my poster in the background, which also kind of looks like Kratos.
Bye, friend.
See you later, Thatcher. But yeah, so anyone that hasn't watched Fallout yet, go and catch up on Fallout. So we're going to be watching that.
2 weeks.
Yeah, we have 2 weeks. Our first episode of Fallout will be August 5th, and joining us for that episode is going to be none other than Reverse BLT. Yay! We have to keep the tradition going. It was an accidental tradition, but now it's going to become a tradition for reals.
Yep.
Reverse, it will be
Makes the
our
most
will be our
sense.
guest for every. Yeah, absolutely. Plus, I like talking to him, so it's great.
Ah, what a compliment to hear, right?
Yeah.
Gosh.
That's how the reason, and I was so hesitant. I was so like imposter syndrome to like just reach out to other creators that I don't already know. So like, I don't know. I just
can't even imagine you that.
I'm terrible at everything. No one likes me, and I'm just bad at everything. That's inside of my head.
You're reverse Thom, is what you just said.
Sure. That's how I function in my brain from day to day.
Oh no.
But I was like, I saw Reverse BLT. I saw actually his Andor. He was watching Andor, and I was watching Andor at the time, which is probably why he popped up in my feed. And I was like, I want to go hang. I want to hang out with that dude. So I messaged him, and I was like, come hang out with us. That's also how we hung out with WTF Elisa. Mm-hmm. She's the one that did the TikTok thing that I talked about.
Real funny TikTok.
Yeah. And was like, come hang out with us. And she was like, immediately. And then we became best friends. We chatted for like 5 hours. Like she lives in Miami, and I'm just like in mid-Florida, Tampa Bay area. So we talked for a bunch of hours just about Avatar and living in Florida nonsense. But
here it's special there. Yeah.
It is very special here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Reverse BLT is going to be hanging out with us. We're going to be watching Fallout. So anyone who hasn't watched Fallout, if you're new to us here right now, we do spoil things for the show that we are watching, because the idea here is we are rewatching our show. So if you haven't seen Fallout, go check it out, watch it. It's a fantastic show. You have 2 weeks to watch the episodes, because next week we're going to be watching Beetlejuice.
I'm so excited about this.
We'll see who comes to hang out with us when we watch Beetlejuice. I don't know.
Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Is he here?
And Michael Keaton appears.
Who did that?
I would be so happy if he was here. I would be so happy. Wait, hold on. Do you have a favorite? I don't know how to talk. Do you have a favorite Michael Keaton movie? Winespring.
Oh my! It would have to be Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
torn. Look at what other ones are.
I'm torn between Mr. Mom.
Yeah.
Which is like 1984 or 85.
So old.
I know. And Multiplicity, which came out in like the 90s. Because
Multiplicity.
Those are my. I'm torn between those two. He is the only Batman for me.
Oh.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Kevin Conroy is like easily one of my favorites, and I really did love Robert Pattinson's Batman a lot. But Michael Keaton is my Batman. What are you looking up?
IMDb and him.
All of his movies, and there are a lot.
He's been in a ton of stuff. One of my all-time favorite movies of his, I don't remember the name. He was in a movie where he worked in a car factory, and like a Japanese company buys it, and there's like a whole thing where they're trying to fire the workers, keep the workers, and like they adopt some of the Japanese culture into the factory, and the Japanese workers adopt some of the American culture, and it's a great movie. Gung Ho, that's what it is. Yeah.
Gung Ho, there we go.
Nice.
Great freaking movie. Love that movie. But now
I'm still saying Beetlejuice with everything I'm saying.
It's fine. I love Beetlejuice too. Easily one of my favorite. And we talked about this actually prior to the show. I feel like my sexual awakening was both Beetlejuice and fucking Empire Records, because Lydia Dietz, I have a type. Lydia Dietz and Liv Tyler were two of my favorite. Like, I was like, wow, they're great looking. And they're both like different versions of goth, I feel like.
Yeah.
She's got the plaid skirt with the tight white shirt, and like, she's pale, and then we have like, like black clothing, dark eyeshadow goth. Two different goth. I had a type when I was younger, apparently, is what it was.
Very true.
But I'm very excited to watch that. Now, one of the new things that we started for this season was something that we haven't done in seasons before, which was, by the end of the show, we've hung out with our guests and it's been a ton of fun. But I felt like we never really threw the spotlight back on them for a minute and been like, oh, look at this great person that come and hung out with us. So I grew up watching Inside the Actors Studio with James Lipton, which was a fantastic TV show. He interviewed amazing actors. One of my favorite episodes is any episode with Robin Williams in it. The episodes were usually like an hour long, and I think it's because I can like see myself in him so much. Robin Williams episodes, they talked about how they had to cut them down from like 4 to 5 hours. They had to cut them down to like 2-hour episodes.
Whoa.
Because commonly Robin Williams episodes would be like 4-hour tapings because that man can just go on and on.
Just chit chat.
My own heart. But at the end of each of the James Lipton interviews, he was a acting teacher or professor or whatever from Juilliard. He would ask these same set of 10 questions. And I was like, when I was trying to think of a good interviewer, he was the first person that popped in my head. And we took his 10 questions, changed them up a little bit. We kept some of the ones that are the same. The first 4 questions are right from his lineup. The others are in the same vein, but we kind of made them nerdy for our culture here.
Yeah.
So, Crystal, do you want to start us off with our questions?
What's your favorite word?
Okay, these are so fun, by the way. I thought these were absolutely creative questions. They did make me think. Yeah. My favorite word is measure.
Measure.
Okay, that's cool.
I love the word measure.
I like
it
that.
Just brings weight to everything. I like to measure.
Okay. Are you good at math?
Incredible. No. Not
okay.
incredible.
You said that and then and your husband laughed, apparently, probably.
Yeah.
Because if I said that, my wife would probably be cackling from across the world because that's not the truth in any way, shape, or form.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay. What is your least favorite word?
Lost. I think that's kind of like the opposite of being able to be measured if it can't be found. So lost.
That's deep. That's deep. It's layered. There's a layered meaning to that.
Nachos, yes.
Now I want nachos. Damn it, stop it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So what's an everyday sound that you like?
Oh, this is so fun to think about. There is a sound. I'm going to try and make it without smiling or laughing because it ruins it. Okay. But it's just when you hear someone go,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because they can be like, this food is good, or that's a good question, or and then you start singing, a song that's it. I love the sound.
Love that. Now I'm thinking about What About Bob?
Wow.
If anyone gets that reference. Yeah. Okay, what is an everyday sound that you don't like?
Oh, TV's in the background playing. I don't like just chatter, TV shows in the background because I like to watch a show. And so I don't like hearing it in the background. It can be so distracting.
That's okay. That's cool. That's not the way my brain went with it when you first said it too. It was like, no, you want to watch it. That's cool. Okay. I like it. I like that.
Okay. The next questions. No, you're fine. The next questions are the ones that we kind of took and made our own. They're all just about fiction. It can be fantasy, games, movies, television. Oh no,
comic books.
That's a good answer.
This is so fun. These are fun.
So any sort of mythology. And this isn't for you. This is just in general. Who do you think would make the best partner or spouse, and why?
Okay, so I chose Lan from this little book series called The Wheel of Time. Maybe you've heard about. It's very. Yeah, Wheel of Time, Time.
Check it out.
He's highly measurable. He is a very masculine but sensitive and caring, and you don't have to worry about the in-laws.
That's very fair. Oh, you brought it back. We call that a callback in the business. I don't know what the business is, by the way. So wait, book Lan or Daniel Henney TV show Lan?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good answer. Good answer. Yeah. Good answer. Good answer.
Yes.
Right,
Thank you.
And then who is a character, a fictional character that you think would make the worst spouse or partner?
Okay, forgive my irreverence, but I'm going to say Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be married to
very absent.
I don't get it, and the expectations,
very
maybe
high.
A little too high.
Very high.
I'm just gonna leave that one there.
Absolutely. Also very absent too. Like I feel like wouldn't be around for a lot. Now this one is for you specifically.
Okay.
So is there a fictional character that you have a crush on?
Okay, so this I did think about for a while. I don't usually do that. Like I don't ship for like myself very often.
Yeah.
But I remembered when I was reading Stormlight Archives from Brandon Sanderson, I really liked Kaladin Stormblessed. Like his everything, his story arc, his kindness, his compassion was just overwhelming. And the way that the magic system responded to him because of the type of person he was beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Henry Cavill wants to be Kaladin Stormblessed really bad. Like
no.
Brandon Brandon told him he's too old.
Yeah, everything is wrong with that. They need to find like an unknown, I think, for
an unknown
for
that.
I really think, I would not like to see that. Yeah.
I love him. Like, don't get me wrong, I love him, but he's definitely too old for it. And I would definitely rather see like like he could be Dalinar or somebody like that's like a
Dalinar would be great for him.
Yeah, like an established character. Though I think Dalinar maybe should be, but that's a panel for another time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if given the opportunity to take on a vocation or a job or be a member of a group, of a specific group or peoples of any property, Aes Sedai, Earthbenders, whatever it is, what would you pick?
I have to jump right back to the Wheel of Time and choose Aes Sedai. Okay. 100%. I really enjoy the magic system there. I don't mind a little tower politicking. That can be super fun,
Yeah.
I don't know which Aja I'd be. I thought about that. I was like, that would be a good follow-up question.
You got to pick. You got to pick too. So that's a lot different than a lot of other things where you get placed. You have to pick your Aja.
I know. Like, I love the idea of yellow and being healing, but then the idea of always being around the sick and the needy would not do well for me. Mentally. Yeah. So it's really hard. So maybe can I just choose to be like an Aes Sedai who's also like the Dragon Reborn?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's what I would choose if I could choose.
I like to think in the Fourth Age, the Aes Sedai are a little bit more fluid with their Ajas.
There we go.
Like they were in the Age of Legends.
Perfect.
So what do you think in the realm of fiction fantasy is the very worst job or the worst, you wouldn't want to be an Ashman if you wanted to be an Aes Sedai? What is like the very worst job you could do or thing you could join?
Okay, so I thought specifically about a character from Avatar, and it is the fortune teller. What was her name? Aunt Wu.
Aunt Wu, yeah.
That is a job I would hate to have. Especially if you have an actual gift of fortune telling, to just have to sit there all day and just tell people, yes, you're going to be loved by this person. Then, just what a waste of time. Such a waste of time. I hate to waste my time if I had an actual gift doing that. Yeah.
And then people placing such responsibility on you, like,
I'll take the responsibility if it's a real gift.
If it's a real gift, that's fair.
Yeah. Like
I love how they kind of leave it up in the air with Aunt Wu too. Like
with the whole cloud situation. And
And then when she like as soon as at the end with Aang and Katara and Sokka, like she does give them some real advice in that moment. It was great. Okay, so now our last question is there any specific portrayal of the afterlife or like what happens to characters when they die from any TV show, book, movie, video game, comic book, anything that you would like to be true for you when it was your time?
Okay. So has anyone seen The Good Place?
Yes.
So I don't want to spoil it too much, but there's it's fun It's fun.
It's a great show.
And the ending is stunning. I love the ending, involving the universe in some way. And I don't want to say too much more for anyone who hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
It is a very playful show. Very playful.
The way that they do it is a lot of fun. And all of the actors in that show are absolutely wonderful.
Perfect. Yes. Yeah. And one of them is in, he's in the new
Acolyte. Yeah.
Yeah. The Acolyte. Thank you. Yeah.
Manny Jacinto.
Yes, that's his name.
Yeah. He
very
plays
different
the
character.
Yeah. The character that he plays in The Good Place is quite literally the antithesis of the character that he plays in the
really makes them stand out as an actor when you've seen both, honestly.
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh wow. Interesting. Yeah.
I saw an interview with him. He talked about the interviewer was trying to ask kind of like a shitty question, but Manny Jacinto answered it in a good way. But it is a fun fact. But he was in Top Gun, the new Top Gun.
And they cut him out, didn't they?
They cut every scene of him out of it that he has any speaking roles in. So you just see him in the background doing nothing and like a half a dozen scenes, and that's it.
They're going to do like an extended release now that he's been in the Acolyte, and
yeah, they should.
And with his scenes, I think they should. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate when interviewers do that too. By the way, like, not that I have any kind of like standing as an interviewer, but like, I hate when they do that. Like when they try to do a question that puts the person in like a position where they have to pick a favorite of something, especially when it's like a property where they work with, or they have to say something bad or good about a specific, like, I don't like that. I don't like when they do that to people.
Yeah.
All you're doing is asking for them to answer vaguely and not give you a good answer, because that's what they're going to do.
Right.
So,
Yikes.
The one person that I will say I had the opportunity to witness that happen to, and then be thankful for never having done it to, was Guy Roberts. Specifically at JordanCon, happened a couple times. So I won't say to who and when. You can go watch all of the different JordanCon interviews and just take a guess and have fun with that. But yeah,
interesting.
Guy's a really great guy, and he's a great guy.
He's the best guy.
He did everything very, very professionally. But yeah, no, he obviously can't answer a lot of things in certain ways that people would like him to. But anywho, you've been a fantastic interview.
Yeah, so much fun.
This is so fun, you guys. Y'all are great.
Thank you. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us and answering our silly questions and watching.
They were great.
A fantastic TV show with us. Thank you.
Absolutely.
That was from both of our brains. We compile. We have a spreadsheet.
We have lots of spreadsheets. Thom.
We do have lots of spreadsheets.
That's real content creation right there. If you're not using spreadsheets, what's happening?
It's true. I don't know how it's. Crystal's a teacher also in her other
very
life.
Cool. Yay.
My spreadsheeting started because of Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm obsessed. As you know, I play in a couple games with people online. I love it.
So next week, thank you so much for coming. Oh wait, actually, what's your next thing? Where can people see you in your next endeavor? When's your next live?
You can see me tomorrow live. I'm doing the NASA D&D game, The Lost Universe.
Right, yeah.
It's so fun with Roof Mistress over on Mercure Talks channel, and Tavern Tavern's playing, Mr. Moonbound is playing, and our friend Aliens, she's super, super fun. You should check her out. She's playing. And I think we're actually winding down kind of our first quest, and then we're gonna kind of take it in our own direction with what like NASA's given us to use to like continue creating this world. So super fun. That's on Tuesdays. On Mondays, I'm usually doing Will and Chill on Critter XD's channel with Tavern Tavern, and you can always find me on X at Winespring Cafe. My hashtag is What Eats, where I release recipes that are loosely based on the wheel of time for the fandom to enjoy. They're pretty.
There's and there's links to that in the description below.
Yeah.
The what character are you playing in your NASA game?
Oh, in NASA, I am playing Senator Billy Nelson. That is loosely based on the actual senator who runs NASA right now. And so that's been really fun because I harass him on X all the time as the character. Yeah, it's really fun. And he's an older man, and I really play into the idea of being an old man. So it's really fun. I also do the Nights You Say Chill with a different group on Critter XD's channel, and I play an Owlin who was like a secret princess, and now they're visiting my homeland, and we're trying to save it, and it's super great. I'm also a rogue in that one, which is really fun.
That's fun. I'm also a secret princess in a game that I'm playing with. My wife is the DM.
Oh, with your wife? Oh,
Yeah.
the DM. Gotcha,
No, that's a different game.
Got
I am
you,
a secret
got you,
princess
got
in
you.
that one too, but that's different. Erin is DMing a Feywild game for us, and I'm playing a secret Fey princess.
That's so fun. It's fun to have a little secret from your team until it comes out. Or your party. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, make sure to go and check Critter XG's channel out, and Roof Mistress, who is a fantastic, also great friend of the show. She, I don't know, did she watch Avatar too? We have to harangue her if she hasn't watched Avatar.
Absolutely will.
And we'll see you guys next time. So say goodnight, Crystal.
Good night, Crystal.